people can hear me, that's great. Oh, I got some watchers now. Then let's click start. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Following a raft of oppressive policies and crackdowns from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet rebelled. This conflict came to be known as the Solar War. Remember the cant! Remember the cant! Hey, Raph, can you hear me? Can you, like, hear me out loud? If can you hear my voice, Raphaelian? Can you hear? Okay, loud and clear. Good to know. The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Martian territories and Jovian Unified Colony Fleet managed to push the Federation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days of the conflict, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Fucking hell, Mars, you pushed them all the way back? Lunar orbit, aboard the Jovian carrier JFS Kalike? I'm going to say Kalike. Kalike. I'm going to go Kalike. I like Kalike. Kalike. You reflexively tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight sticks as another wave of vibrations reverberates through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the frame's subsystems. As you squeeze the controls tighter, their plastic casings creak under the pressure. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of huge shockwaves that are buffeting the Kalike, the carrier that you're stationed on. Thanks, Raph. I've been wanting to play this. The birthday stream's a perfect opportunity. Each one is a near miss as an explosion tears through the space around the ship. You try to push the thought from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing, but you've already realized that their frequency means the Kalike must be approaching the front line. Your squadron will be launching soon, and you'll be engaging in your first real sortie, your first real flight, in fact. You feel your throat tightening. Simulations are as good as the real thing. That's what your trainer told all of you. So, no, man, it's not like, well, I guess I play Battlefront 2, just like the simulations. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training exercises in real armored frames before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulators meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. Boo! Command, don't screw the pooch on this, Command! You'd overheard the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots, and, still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone who could fight. Oh no. Your whole squadron is just like you, freshly conscripted from the Europa colony. You'd undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training had taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. Oh no! I'm a boot. I'm a rookie. I'm as rookie as it gets. Oh no! You wonder how the others are feeling right now. Whether maintenance crew. Kalike 5, this is Flight Deck. We're preparing your squad for takeoff. Running a last-minute diagnostics on your frame. Activating all systems. Now. Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks, then we'll have you spaceborne in a few minutes. Mitty! Hi, Mitty! We'll run a few more checks, then we'll have you spaceborne in a few minutes. You ready to show those Terrans who's boss? I am! Fuck the Terrans! Yeah! Yeah, fuck the Terrans! Damn straight, ready to kick some ass! Technically, my birthday isn't till Sunday, but the birthday stream is a rule. So, thanks for the birthday wishes, Mitty. Yeah, can't wait to get out there. I'm gonna. You stammer, trying your best to convince not that. Yeah, me too, Raph. I've been so jazzed about this. I want the physical of this game so bad. The physical PS5 version, I want it. You stammer, trying your best to convince not the engineer but yourself that you're ready for what's waiting for you. Whoa, take a breath there, Kalike 5. It's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad out. No need to get all riled up here in the hangar. Tell you what, pilot, what's your name? What's my first name? I'm pilot. I'm Pilot Audrey. Ah! It took my Y. You know what? That's fine. Hey, I get to use the fiance's last name for once. Hey, let's go! True gaming. Okay, Ensign Edmund. First up, take a few deep breaths for me. In and out, nice and slow. You got that? It stole my Y. I'm Audrey, not Audrey. Can't believe this. My Y got eaten. You draw in one long, measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow and some of the tension in your body slip away. You still feel on edge, but feel slightly more in control. 7 Watchers! Hi, 7 Watchers! I'm Audrey. I don't know if any of you guys are my regulars, but if you are my regulars, hi, what's up? Gundog took my Y. I think the PlayStation actually took my Y. So I'm Audrey in this. Yeah, Mitty, it's crazy. My Y disappeared. Who am I without my Y? Hey, Rose. We only just started. I just input my name. You'll be happy. I'm Ensign Edmund in this. All right, there we go. Now listen up, Ensign. You ain't got a thing to worry about out there. I'm about to fucking die. Way I've heard it is that all the Terran's best pilots were taken care of between here and Mars. Great, it's rookie on... It's rookie on rookie violence! Heck, Martians are the ones who've been leading the charge today, so they're the ones taking all the flack. Propaganda machines selling this as our decisive strike against Earth's last line of defense. But between you and me, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. Buddy of mine in operations said as much in the canteen last night. Besides, you hear a dull ring over the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat. Yeah, man, everyone should go watch MS-08. Mobile Suit Gundam, the 08th MS. You should watch it. You hear a dull ring over the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat, slouching back and exhaling as you realize it's nothing more than the engineers striking the cockpit armor on your frame. This beauty here is a work of art. Terran Frames ain't got nothing on her. She's all tuned up and ready to go. I know that's not a Sins of a Solar Empire reference, but in Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, the missile cruiser only has one deployment line. All packed up and ready to go. So anytime I see all blank up and ready to go, I'm always like, oh shit, the missile cruiser. Probably spent more time with this one than I have with my own kid. So don't you worry. Dude, you should spend more time with your kid, man. Remember what they taught you in training and leave the rest up to her, and we will come out of this just fine. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago, the engineer's confidence is infectious, and it's starting to rub off on you. You adjust your position in your seat. Right? You adjust your position in your seat so that you're sat up straight, and the soft hum of the frame system now seems more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, you think? Martians have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty here in our top-of-the-line frames. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Oh, fuck, no! No, it's about to be bad! So, Ensign Edmund, how are you feeling about things now? Feeling good. Ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready to get out there and kick some ass. Hell yeah, Audrey. We're gonna fucking get this shit. We're gonna go razzmatazz. I declare, channeling my newly tapped well of confidence. That's the spirit, Ensign. Now hang on to that and we'll have you out those hangar doors and kicking Terrans around in no time. Left alone with your thoughts, you tune back into the gentle hum of the frame. You watch the seconds tick away on the cockpit clock while you wait for the order to launch. The wait seems to drag on and on. You carry out a few last-minute flight checks, but as you'd already completed them when you boarded, nothing has changed. Char! Oh shit, it's the commander. Alright pilots, listen up. This is Kalike 1. We've been cleared for launch, so be ready for immediate action. All frames will be taking off in designation order. Attack formation. Sound off. Kalike 2, ready! This is Kalike 3, ready. Kalike 4 here, ready for takeoff. Kalike 5, confirm your status. Oh yeah, Kalike 5, standing by. Oh boy, I can't wait for this war to be over so I can visit my wife and parents. Want to see some pics of them? Also, did I mention that I'm 2 days away from an honorable discharge? Keep it together, Kalike 5. Kalike 6? Kalike 6, ready. Alright, Kalike Squadron, move out. Yo! Yo! Fish! That ship is a fish! Fish ship! You can't hide from me, fish ship! Kalike 1 launching. Kalike 2 launching. Kalike 3 launched. Kalike 4 moving out. It's my turn. I'm glad we're all on team... I don't like the explosions happening over there. The roll call of your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly towards the combat zone sounds almost like a countdown to you. Once Kalike 4 has declared their launch, you know your time has come. You disengage the restraints and prepare yourself. Kalike 5, launching! You shout as I slam the flight sticks forwards for maximum thrust. Kalike 5, abort launch, cut thrusters, Kalike 5, oh shit, all the warnings. Fucking hell, it's bad. Kalike 5, abort launch, cut thrusters. The engineer's instructions barely registering your confusion as you're jerked around the cockpit, your helmet slamming on the control panel as a brief moment of thrust throws you back into your seat before you're whipped forward again. Warnings flash all over your monitors and sirens and alerts sound from all over the cockpit. Kalike 5, abort launch and cut thrusters! It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineer, but once you do, you quickly pull the flight sticks back to their neutral position. The roar of your frame's engines dies and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince as the metallic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Kalike 5, hang tight for a moment. Your frame's restraints didn't accept the disengage command, so you're still attached to the Kalike. We're gonna need to run a diagnostic. Shouldn't take too long. You slump in the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply. Your heart's still pounding 1,000,000 beats per minute and your lips stinging. You continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communications channel from the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Hey, yeah, looks like the restraints disengage command didn't register. Yeah, Unit 5. Alright, yeah. Get Unit 6 out. No sense waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostic, then reboot if necessary. Kalike 6, launching. Fuck, that's cool! That was cool as hell! That was awesome! What do you mean hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since Mars, at least. Who's assigned to Unit 5? Oh, fine, right. Shut down systems and run the diagnostic again. I want this frame out of there in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, I like the maintenance crew, mostly because I'm doing voices for everyone. Kalike 5, we're gonna shut down your frame systems for a moment so we can run diagnostics. Stay ready though, we'll have you launch it soon. Kalike 5, understood. Ready and waiting. Oh. Oh, it's version 1.0.7. As your cockpit fades to darkness, again you realize the flight sticks and... Again you release the flight sticks and suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fists around them. You flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of the engineers working on your frame's restraints. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This was what you wanted, wasn't it? You'd spent so long worrying about this mission that you'd thrown up twice in the past 24 hours, and now it looks like all that was for nothing. You got what you wanted, and you're safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier and in an active armored frame, anyway. Your smile widens inadvertently at that thought. Getting shot down in an inactive frame still in its restraints, you'd become a cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian colony fleet. Your mind quickly turns to the rest of your squadron. When they returned, you'd be the laughingstock of the entire Kalike. Oh no, not the boys! The pilot who'd spent their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You'd dodged a bullet, but you'd never...
This is Kalike 6. They've cut off the flight path. There's more. There's a whole squadron of carriers coming in from E-Field. Kalike 1, they're gonna cut you off from the fleet.
They're gonna cut you off from the fleet.
They're gonna cut you off from the fleet.
Kalike 6's signal disappearing as you sit bolt upright as you begin pressing buttons, trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. However, with your frame system shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in the dark stillness and listen to events unfold.
Kalike 6, respond! Kalike 6! What's going on? How many carriers are coming in from E-Field?
Yeah. Oh, shit, Kalike... The commander's a woman. My bad. The helmet, I couldn't tell if it was a stern guy or a woman. I'll fix that.
Ma'am, Kalike 6 signal has been lost. It's not responding. Ma'am, he's...
Hold it together, Kalike 4. All units, form up. Defensive formation on me. I said all units, Kalike 2. Don't break formation.
Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh God. Ma'am, help!
In an instant, your communicator channel is flooded with cries of terror and panic. You hear your squad mates, your fellow pilots, exclamations of fear as this unexpected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head as you sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. I can't believe I got CrowdStrike working on my cockpit. Hey, who's out there? Engineering! Hey, get me ready! I can help! Get me ready to launch! Engineering! They're getting killed out there! I need to go! Now! Your shout demands to get your frame ready for launch over the channel, but are met with no responses. In the dark of the cockpit with your controls unresponsive, you can't be sure whether the channel is closed or if no one's listening. With all attention turned to receiving the battle-damaged units from your squad. Listen to me. Anyone, get me out there! You desperately begin attempting a manual override of your systems, but find that nothing responds to you. The only spark of life that you can glean from your frame is a small diagnostics progress bar. I need to be out there! Anyone! Hey! In one last desperate attempt, you begin hammering on your cockpit walls, hoping to get the attention of the engineers you could hear outside earlier. The entire time, the chaos of the combat out in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. There's 3, 4, on me! I've lost my shield! I can't shake them! They're everywhere! They're... The line of retreat's totally cut off. We can't get back to the ship. Ma'am, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4, on me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Ma'am, come in. Ma'am. Oh no. Oh God. Oh. One by one, your squad signals disappeared, and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by the gentle hiss of static. You stop hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in a cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. Bro, this is awesome. I will be getting the physical of this. I'll make it happen. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Kolike 5. Ready for takeoff. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Despite last-minute reinforcements for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above Lunar is a victory for the joint Martian and Jovian forces. This would be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their lost stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree to a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An uneasy peace fills the solar system. With the conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian-Jovian alliance concluded, the Kolike and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. April 19th, Planetary Calendar 214. So 5 years later, 4.5 years later, the reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign Edmund reassigned to security detail aboard various Jovian ships. She is eventually promoted to lieutenant. 4 years have passed. Yeah, 4 years have passed since the battle above Lunar. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming from further out in the solar system. The patrol ship JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in its investigation of these signals. Jovian space, aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. As the rumble of the Gundog's engines roaring to life reverberates through the ship, you clench your fists. It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensation of tremors, whether they're ship engines, docking clamps, or weapons drills, still ties your stomach into knots. I have post-traumatic stress disorder! A bad trait for the ship's security officer. I should have gone into command, let's be real. At least I got a nice room. This is a big room. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before stowing the last of your possessions and pushing the drawer closed. You feel the click as it locks into place, and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush with its surroundings. Fucking... I mean, look... Actual PTSD is different. Like Soletta didn't get that for a while. Stepping back, you look around the room. You take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. I'm glad my girl freaks out as much as I do. Technically, I'm not a combat veteran. I didn't deploy. I had to hear everyone else die. I hope the VA listens to my case. Although this was far from your first posting as a security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. Yeah, honey, you feel anxiety. As similar as all the ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Select the Look button to examine your surroundings. By selecting items of interest, select it again when you're done. Yo, this is awesome. Nah. A standard cruise bunk. Once you've slept in one, you've slept in all of them. Although, this is one of the... Oh, hey! It is switched to me. Awesome, this is an internal monologue. A standard cruise bunk. Once you've slept in one, you've slept in them all. Although, this is one of the nicer ones I've been assigned to. The wall panel can be removed by jimmying it with a thin object, and crew members often stash contraband there. Looks like this one's not been touched, though. This lets me control the room's lighting from the bed. I keep my books here, too. I'm currently reading the Tales of the Cosmic Champion series. It's just a normal storage unit. I travel light, so mine only has clothes in it. This terminal lets me access the ship's computer. It's got a clock, a word processor, and even a calendar. I can also access records and my orders from here, but for anything else I'd need to access the core, which is limited to those in operations or command. A standard door with an electronic lock and magnetic bolting system. The only way in or out, unless you plan on getting creative with the maintenance tunnels. Yeah, this is proper. This is a lower decks bunk. The lighting in here is nice too. Yeah, man. Select the Use button to interact with your surroundings by selecting on specific objects to use them. Select the button again when you're done. There's nothing in here right now that I need, just my uniforms and toiletries. The light switch for the rest of the room is here. Should I use it? Yes. Yeah, they are. This is cool. The night mode palette. I might ask the studio for permission to use this as a VTuber background. This is awesome. It's a flash. Oh fuck! There's a flashlight in this game. Oh shit! That's not good. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Am I crazy or could I? Okay, it's the bed. I thought it was the panels behind it. Wow, Audrey, what? Yeah, I know. The music's good. I'm enjoying the vibe. I will be getting the physical of this. Maybe I could be like, hey, here's. Okay, oh, it looks like I've been instructed to report to the bridge to meet the captain. I haven't met anyone yet since my transport to the spaceport ran late, and I just about made it on board before launch. Turn A Gundam didn't start off with PTSD. Witch from Mercury didn't start off with PT. Well, it started off with Mjorni being traumatized, but... Hey, that as a Pokemon fan, that's a good thing. Alright. Heading out. This way to my next assignment. I should get moving soon. Select the Move button to move to a different location from a list of options. If you change your mind, select the button again. Yo! You step out into an empty corridor. Oh, just a moment. My friend had to call me. She got her and I tickets to the Jesse McCartney concert. I'm not a fan of Jesse McCartney's music. I'm not familiar with it. But I am a fan of Roxas Kingdom Hearts. Okay, the dull thrum of the ship systems is barely audible, but otherwise you are stood in total silence. The air is cooler outside of your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on, and at this point, it doesn't surprise you. Okay, so this is a Swift-class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this quarters block... Yeah, Jesse McCartney is Roxas and Ventus. Yeah, I'm gonna, Rose, if you'll let me, I'm gonna borrow the organization hoodie. Yeah, but my baby boy, throw a Chirithy plushie at him. Okay, so this is a Swift-class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this quarters block, I'll be in the Foreside Thoroughfare. If I go right towards the aft, I'll arrive in the central hub, and then I can head to the bridge. They're gonna make me learn this ship layout, huh? Okay, wait, I should look. Yeah, no, they're baby boys. Dylan Dees. Can't say I've run into them on any other ship. Dalton Grange. Not someone I've met before. Haru Rumney. Doesn't sound familiar. I want to meet Haru Rumney. Hanson Cruz. Oh, do I know Hanson Cruz? Do I know Hanson Cruz? Because everyone else, I'm like, never heard of him. Hanson Cruz. I don't need to go in here right now. I may be security, but under normal circumstances, I can't just barge into someone's room without... But okay. Just making sure. Foreside Thoroughfare. Warning, low gravity. This is fucking awesome. You leave the crew block behind you and find yourself in a much larger corridor that stretches off to your left. And with multiple smaller corridors leading from it. To your right, the corridor leads to a large plaza-like space. A very faint breeze coming from your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly, and you hear the sounds of human activity. From the right, you can hear the hum of the ship's engines more clearly now, as well as the occasional low, quiet whirring sound. Looks like I was right. This portion of the thoroughfare will let me access both sets of crew quarters, the mess hall, the hangar, and the central hub. From there, I can access the rest of the ship's areas. I should hurry up to meet the captain before I look around anywhere else. I wonder what could be done that way. Fire control, maybe? The mess hall. I don't even imagine a ship. I don't imagine a ship this size has a cook or even a kitchen, so it's probably just a VinMate unit. Okay, so this is a small ship. Well, it is a patrol boat. Patrol boats are traditionally small. I'd love a view of the ship besides the cover art. The ship's hangar. Since I'm on security detail, the only time I should be spending there is when I'm carrying out my daily checks. On a larger ship, you'd see people coming and going constantly, so it's eerie how quiet this one is. Excuse me. I can't look at the low gravity sign. I need to go to the central hub to meet the captain. As you enter the central hub, you hear a low whirring noise and the engines grow louder. You can see the readouts above one of the elevators change, letting you know someone is using it to travel to another part of the ship. Oh yeah, I'm just doing a lot of talking, so got a cough. Looking around you, you see the entrances to both the fore and aft side thoroughfares, as well as the corridor to the airlocks. These elevators will take me to the bridge where the captain will be. I shouldn't waste any more time. That's the Foreside Thoroughfare, where I've just come from. The crew's quarters, hangar, and mess hall are all down that way, probably. That way leads to the aft of the ship. I'm not totally familiar with the Swift-class ships, but at the least I know that the engine room is that way. Mumu, stop trying to escape. You're just a bunny. Most of the ship can be accessed from the 2 thoroughfares, but some areas like the bridge are situated on different levels, so need to be accessed by elevator. That's interesting. How do we handle no power situations? Are you stuck on the bridge? Well, there are maintenance hatches. Actually, I could see a hatch on the ground there. I'm curious about Mumu. Stop. I'm curious about how the ship handles a low power situation. Having mandatory elevators are interesting. Hi, I'm Audrey, and I think too much about ship design. So if you lose power, is there a command bridge, a battle bridge somewhere on this ship? Because, oh, hydrate. Because if there's not a battle bridge, I don't know how I feel about having my bridge be on its own layer. How many fucking times in... Raph, you watched Next Gen. Star Trek The Next Generation. How many times in Next Gen did they fucking lose power and the turbo lifts all stopped? Mumu's in her cage, well, in her enclosure. She's having fun. Yeah, there should be access for maintenance crawlways around here somewhere, but those are usually only for emergencies. Yeah, I'm not criticizing the game, I'm criticizing ship design in universe. Like, this is, if any of the devs are here, this is me complimenting the game. I like good ships. Yeah. Okay, do both of them say the same thing? Yes, they both say the same thing. All right. Knowing that you need to report to the captain now at this point of the ship's journey, should be stationed on the bridge. Make your way towards the elevator and press the call button. You step back and watch the indicators above each elevator, waiting for one to arrive. As you wait, your mind begins to wander, and you're caught unaware as you feel something suddenly jab into your back, and a voice from behind you declares, "Hands in the air. Identify yourself." Your posture stiffens as you snap back to reality, caught completely off guard by the voice behind you. Thoughts race through your mind as you try to figure out what's going on. Could there already be another security detail on board? That shouldn't be possible. As far as you knew, you were the only one, unless... I said hands in the air, punk. You tentatively raise your hands, palms flat and facing forwards, as whatever has been thrust into the small of your back is removed slowly, and you hear the person behind you take a step backwards. You exhale and begin to turn around. Lieutenant Edmund, Security Detail, ID SO254JFSG. Damn, I fucking nailed that. I'm on my way to meet the captain to... Wow! Well-designed ships do give you much less opportunity for narrative drama. You can't get stuck in the turbo lifts. You don't need to use the Jeffries tubes. Battlestar Galactica reference. Yeah, this... Rose could cosplay this girl, unironically. Where you'd been expecting a gruff crew member, instead you're met with a bright and cheery officer waving a pen around with a large smile on her face. This is God's most precious angel. Also, hello, autumnal bloomer. Nice to meet you. The Enterprise is always out of power, man. You're taken aback for a moment, as this isn't just any officer. This is Cassie. What are you? Wow! 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 You can't trust me. You can't trust me around her. She's precious. She's so precious. Look at her go. Audrey, I missed you so much. You big... This is my girl. Nah. Rose, you should cosplay her. You have the same level of poofy hair and perkiness. You big... Also, you would call me a big doofus, Rose. Yeah, this is my girl. I'll die for this girl. As chief of security on this ship, this girl is the most protected person on the ship. You big doofus. You should have seen your face when you turned around. You were all... I love that face when you make when you're in trouble. It's like you think playing the big soldier will get you out of trouble. It's so cute. I'll buy 2 physical copies. I don't care, man. This is peak. Look at her go! Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn. You should have known, really. She's always been one for bad jokes and stupid pranks as long as you've known her. Her less than professional attitude and penchant for irresponsibility is the reason why, despite her talent, she's not commanding a ship of her own. Give Commander Quinn a chance! Give her a chance! I'd serve on her ship! Fucking the JSDF cinnamon roll. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good did I get you? You totally thought you were being busted, right? But if you're being honest, her playful nature is what attracted you to her in the first place. Yeah, you... Holy shit, they made this game for me. They made this game for me, Audrey. She's my fucking girlfriend! This is the greatest game ever made! Nah, peak! You guys give me a girl that acts just like my fiance and say I'm dating her? Peak! 10 out of 10! Game of the year! I am happy! Look at her go! She's a fucking cinnamon roll! You've been dating for nearly 2 years now, but a lot of that has been over electronic mail or in letters. Your postings have never lined up until now. Cassie, what are you doing here? I thought you were stationed on the Reliant. Oh shit. Nothing good ever happens on a ship. I'm chief of security! Nothing horrible is happening to this girl, and if something horrible does happen to this girl, I'll burn Earth itself. I will burn the solar system if anything happens to this girl. I thought you said you were stationed on the Reliant. You never said you were being transferred. What happened? Well, the thing about that is, you might say that a disagreement with the head of operations on the Reliant led to a lateral trajectory for my career. And Cassie, did you yell at the CO again? This is amazing. I'm so happy. Cassandra, please. Okay. So maybe when it came time to change the ship's cybersecurity system, cybersecurity passwords, I couldn't be bothered to spend all day sitting in the computer core, waiting for it to generate new codes, so I just changed all the existing passwords by a single digit. You place your face in your hands as a dull groan rises from the back of your throat. This isn't the first time you've heard a story like this. Oh, God. Cassie. And maybe it turns out that when they run the cybersecurity drills, they assume that the enemy of your old passwords, so try brute forcing those. Try brute forcing from those. And maybe that meant the ship was compromised in 0.5 seconds. Cassie! But at least they found out I'd done that in a drill and not a real engagement, right? She's my fucking angel. Game of the year. Game of the year. I'm so happy with this. This is so good. Game of the year. I basically saved the entire ship in advance. Cassie! I'm surprised you're still even stationed on a ship. How are you not stuck back in a records room at Europa Colony right now? Well, I probably shouldn't tell you this. You shouldn't. I have no idea what you're about to say, but you shouldn't say it. If I can't trust you, who can I trust? It turns out this... Yeah, this is my fucking cinnamon roll. I'm so happy. If I streamed with a camera, you would see a smile that you could see from orbit. It turns out this mission was organized at really short notice, and the Gundog was the only ship available. The problem was that they'd been having issues with the crew, so they had to transfer some in short notice. Lucky for me that I'd so recently been made available. That's weird. I had only just been stationed on the Duke, so I shouldn't have been free to be transferred. Cassie, did you get me transferred? Cassie, did you get me transferred? Cassie! I love this girl. This is actually how communication with Rose goes, by the way. She'll occasionally just say something and we'll stare at each other for 30 seconds. Okay, you figured it out. I may have used one of my contacts from the Academy who works in resources to transfer you over here. I'm pretty sure you know every regulation you broke by doing that. Well, what was I supposed to do? Get stationed to some tiny ship heading out to the middle of nowhere with no one I know on the crew? We haven't seen each other in months. Aren't you glad to see me? Of course I'm glad to see you. I've missed you too, you know. It's been a long time. You don't become part of the Reliance Operations Department without some serious talent. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, you said you were on your way to see the captain, right? Have you had a chance to take a look around the ship yet? No, not yet. I was going to... Great! I'll show you around. I've been here a few days, so I basically know this ship like the back of my hand. Where do you want to go first? Cassie, I have to meet the captain! On the other hand, I would literally disobey direct orders from my captain if my girlfriend asked me to. I won't even lie. The chain of command has nothing on the chain of big poofy hair girlfriend. I'm so... I was on my way to see the captain. I felt the engine start up, so I know we're launching soon, and I thought that I should probably report in as soon as possible. Oh, don't worry about that. I've already logged you on board, so it's just a formality now. Cassie! Please! Please stop breaking every regulation, my little fucking cinnamon roll. I love you so much, Cassie. Please! Besides, Captain Bartermuse isn't exactly a stickler for procedure, so we can check out anywhere you want before we head up there. Well, alright. In that case, great! This is going to be the best tour you've ever been on. Yeah, it seems that way, Cassie. By the time it's over, you'll have seen every inch of this ship and met everyone on board. It's been too long since we last saw each other, too. We definitely need to take time to stop by my quarters and get reacquainted. Cassie. You can now access every area of the Gundog. Select the Talk button to view a list of who is available to talk to. If you change your mind, select the Talk button again. You look around the central hub as Cassandra already begins to make her way to your first destination, waving at you to follow. It may be. Bro, two years of only really getting talked through letters and emails? Nah. I've been there. I know what that's like. Plus, you admit, it wouldn't hurt to meet all the crew. Better to get to know them sooner rather than later. Now I have access to the talk button. You know, it's kind of funny now that I think about it. What's funny? What is? Okay, so that's how that works. This area is called the Central Hub, but to be honest, the only place you can get to straight away from here are the airlock, sick bay, or the bridge. Well, it's right in the middle of the ship, so it connects everything together via the two thoroughfares, right? Kind of, but if you want to get to engineering to do some mechanical work, you've got a long way to go to that way. Then if you want to do pretty much anything else, you've got to go the other way. The Forsyth Thoroughfare is way more of a hub since you can get to all sorts of places really quickly. Get some snacks from the mess hall to take back to your quarters, easy. If you want a quick soda while taking audit in the hangar, you're there and back in no time. They should move the bridge to the front of the ship. It sounds to me like you just want a vending machine on the bridge. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I need y'all to know. I really, really need you to know. This is an actual conversation with my fiance. This is exactly what she's like. God's precious cinnamon roll. But still, it's a long way to get to the other end of the ship no matter where you're going from. How would you solve that problem? Maybe change the shape of the ship. Maybe change the shape of the ship so the center's really the center. It's space, so you could make it a really efficient shape, like a cube or something. Borg reference? A cube? I guess it would be efficient, but I don't think anyone would take a cube-shaped ship seriously. Interestingly, it actually seems to... Okay, so that's how I save. There we go. Look at her fucking go. So I will say, in about an hour, I'm going to save because I'm doing lunch with Rose today, and then when I get back, I will resume the stream. Alright, Forsyth Thoroughfare. As you head away from the central hub, the noise from the engine becomes quieter and the ambient temperature feels noticeably cooler. The thoroughfare stretches out in front of you with doorways leading to other areas of the ship visible in the distance. And here we are in the Forsyth Thoroughfare. I know. I went to my quarters earlier when I came aboard. No! What did you just say? Forsyth Thoroughfare? No, I didn't. I said Forsyth. I 100% said Forsyth Fair. Am I sick? Do I have the space illness? Aha! It's a tricky thing to say. You try saying it quickly. Forsyth Thoroughfare, Forsyth Thoroughfare, Forsyth Thoroughfare. I fucking grew up on this shit. You can't trick me, Cassie. Yourself. We'll call this one a draw, Lieutenant. Yeah, what rank are you? And this is the second set of crew quarters, where the operations staff, that's me and Vanessa, the department heads, and the captain have their quarters. Oh, so you're important. Makes sense. Of course, it's obvious why you'd come this way so soon after finding out I was part of the crew. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm curious if you've decorated your room to hell and back. What do you mean? I'm supposed to be meeting the captain soon. I know, and despite... Holy shit! I will probably be pre-ordering this game today. Nah, they made this game for me. They made this shit for me. I know, and despite that, you've let your libido guide you to my quarters, you animal. Let's maybe save that for later, okay? You tease! No, they made this game for me. Dr. Rosarium's quarters, although I've never seen or heard him use them, he's pretty severe. Is that right? Yeah, it's hard to explain. I guess you'll find out when you meet him. Okay. He must be pretty intense. Normally, Cassie's got a lot more to say about people than that. Have you met Chief yet? Chief? Do you mean Mackenzie Cathays? No, I haven't. She's cool, but she can be pretty scary sometimes. Scary? Yeah, she takes the role really seriously, so you don't want to get on the wrong side of her. Hey, you! Get out of my engine room and back on the bridge where you belong. Stop goofing off and playing around in the hangar's low gravity, or I'll open the doors and throw you out into space. Cassie! People work on this ship, love! Sounds like just about every chief engineer I've ever met. I don't know, she's pretty harsh. One time the junior engineer accidentally left a case full of rounds for an AF unbound, and when the ship took off, they floated everywhere. She made him collect each round and take it back to its storage crate one at a time. I think it took him almost an entire day. Yep, still sounds like every chief engineer I've ever met. The nameplate reads Cassandra Quinn. I don't really need an explanation on who that room belongs to. Oh, she doesn't have anything to say about her room? You cowards, let me into her room! I don't mean that negatively. I'm afraid devs might be here. I'm loving this. You have gotten a fucking... I'm going to buy this game fucking immediately. I'm gonna tell Rose at lunch I need this game physically. This is Vanessa's room. She's great. We work together in operations. Oh yeah? You're friends already? Definitely. She's done so much for me already. She's always letting me know that she's covered for me when I'm late, that she's picking up on some of my tasks when I'm running behind. She's a little angel. Cassie! Why do you sound like you suck to work with, love? Cassandra, I've run your diagnostics again. I don't know what I'd do without her. Babe, you need to do your job! Okay, Oh, by the way, if you ever want access to my quarters, the passcode for the lock is 0211. It's pretty much the same passcode I use for everything. 0211. Got it. Oh, that's right. It's... Ah, shit. All right, folks, we're quick saving. I also think it's our anniversary. Oh, wait. Before you go in, can you give me a few minutes just to tidy the place up? So we started dating February 11th. I was almost late for my duty shift this morning, so it's kind of a mess. Just let me put some stuff away, okay? Yeah, sure. Keeping yourself between you and the entrance to her room, Cassandra opens the door using the control panel to its right. As it opens, she swiftly steps through and, before it's even all the way open, closes it again using the panel on her side of the entrance. The entire time she obstructs your view of her quarters. Thanks! I won't be long, promise. A few minutes pass and you continue to stand gingerly outside of Cassie's quarters. You hear the occasional footsteps coming from the Forsyth thoroughfare, but they all move to other parts of the ship. Thankfully, no one stops by to ask why security is lurking outside one of the operations officer's quarters. Hey, Cassie. You give the door a gentle knock, leaning against the wall, continuing to remain on lookout for anyone who may have some questions about what you're doing out there. How's it going in there? Oh, yeah, almost done. Just give me a minute to get this sorted out, and the last pause is followed by a loud bang and the sound of a small cascade of various objects onto the floor. Okay, maybe a few more minutes. You sigh and step back from the door. If anyone asks, you can always tell them that you're doing spot checks for contraband or something similar. Done. Come in. This is what it looks like after you cleaned up? I love her so much. Welcome. Make yourself fit. As you step through the door, the door frame, the toe of your boot catches on a discarded pair of leggings, which are held in place by your other foot. As you begin to fall over, you reach out onto something to catch onto something to stop yourself. Unfortunately, the chair you reached out for has a uniform thrown over the backrest, which slips as you... I mean, I say this, but my place is way more cluttered than this. It's funny, because I literally have the fucking skirt on the floor by my bed, too. I can't actually judge her. Unfortunately, the chair you reached out for has a uniform thrown over the backrest, which slips as you grab it, bringing both the chair and the assortment of cosmetics on the seat clattering down to the floor with you. Oh no, Audrey, are you okay? I'm sorry, I thought... Cassie? Yes? I thought you said you were tidying this place up. I'm glad we're all judging Cassie and then being like, well, actually, fucking... She Engie. I was. Then why did I just get brained by a falling hairdryer? There was a system. Oh god, oh fuck. She is Rose and I. Oh no. Yeah, no, this is an amazing experience. I'm so fucking happy. She pout. You get back to your feet and right the chair. Woo, we got a bot. Excuse me. Bot band. For the glory of Mars and the Jovian colonies. You get back to your feet and right the chair as Cassie quickly grabs the assorted bottles and tubes that fell down with you, placing them randomly back onto any nearby surface. You almost launch into a speech about how securely stowing possessions in case of high-speed maneuvers, but you stop yourself. Doesn't the captain ever carry out spot checks or surprise inspections? No, it's great. From what I've heard, her quarters are a worse state than mine. Is that right? Like everything else in this room, the terminal appears to be used as extra storage space. Even the chair's covered in stuff. Since Cassie's in operations, you think she'd make more use out of her terminal than anyone else on board, but I can't see how she uses it like this. Cassie's bed. It currently appears to be acting as a makeshift wardrobe. Does she move all the clothes before she goes to sleep, or do they act like an extra sheet? How does she even have this much clothing on board anyway? Oh yeah, no, this... No, Rose, this is amazing. Cassie is you for real, for real. The front panel of the storage unit looks like it's barely managing to stay shut. Could that be what that bang was earlier? Are those printed photographs? Aren't those cool? They're from our first date at the Europa amusement park. You fucking angel! I took the Pixie Cam straight to a specialist printers the next day and got copies made. I even wrote the date on the back so I'd never forget our anniversary. Oh, I'm hot! Hey, wait a second. I'm fucking hot. I'm screenshotting a lot of this game. It's peak shit. Yo, wait, I can get it. I can get it. Yeah, man, I can get it. Wow, I never knew you were that sentimental. I knew I was onto a good thing when you held my hair back so I could barf mid-roller coaster ride. I will reiterate, if anything happens to her, I'm gonna kill everyone in this universe. Every single person. I'll burn the solar system to protect her. You know many people that consider it when you're dating within the forces, let me tell you. Yeah, now I think about it, that wasn't the most romantic date I'd ever been on. You still call me back up for a second date, though. I guess I must have been pretty desperate. Hey! Joking! Oh, she's a fucking angel. Next time I'll keep my wits about me for any inadvertent booby traps before I come in. I wonder if she has anything to say. So, how are you finding the gun dog so far? Enjoying the tour? I'm curious. I don't know if I'm actually like doing something wrong, but when I do, there we go. The ship's pretty much the same as every other one I've been stationed on. The tour's first class, though. Maybe if working in naval operations doesn't work out, you could start your own business as a tour guide back on Europa Colony. You think so? Definitely. You seem to have all the insider knowledge already, and you've only been stationed here a few days. Imagine all the insider knowledge you could share about Europa Colony. Yeah, you're right. And over here, we have the statue of the workers who built this colony. If you sneak around the back, you can get inside the plinth and hide from colony security if they catch you and your friends hanging out in the park after it's shut. Then again... You don't think that's the kind of thing people would want to know? Maybe a bit more about the workers first. Anyway... Yo! I can converse! What do you want to do when we've got some shore leave? So now that we're on the same... I mean, that... I've seen the art. I think the chief engineer is what you're gonna like. So now that we're on the same ship, our shore leave will line up. Do you have anywhere you want to go? Anything you want to do? I hadn't thought about it. I guess this means that we'll be able to go on a lot more dates now. Oh, I know. Did you hear about that new colony they added to the Europa cluster? It's got an ultra-efficient water handling plant. Oh my fucking god. It has an ultra-efficient water handling plant, and the planners have included a water park. We should go as soon as it opens. A water park? What's that? Yeah, you could hear the actual Rose and her fucking interest in water treatment facilities. You've never heard of a water park? Never. They're one of the coolest new features on the new colonies they're building. They're like lots of big swimming pools with slides and rivers and all sorts. All the e-magazines are saying that they're going to be the coolest things to do on the colonies once they're open. Pools and slides into pools? But like, really exciting. Huh, okay. I guess when we're next docked, I'll see if I can book us some tickets. Awesome. Also, you get to see my priorities. I'm always on the lookout for good dates with my fucking cinnamon roll. How do you feel about being transferred from the Reliant? So about your transfer from the Reliant. I know. We don't need to have this conversation. I've already had it from Captain Captain Sin? I think it's Sin. And my dismissal and from one of the senior resource officers. You're wasting your potential. You would make an excellent captain if you took your duty seriously. Your academy scores were excellent. I wasn't going to give you the speech. One of the only good things about not having parents is that I don't have to hear it from them, too. Hey, Cassie. And it's the absolute worst hearing it from you, because I know that out of everyone, you're probably the only person that really cares. I wasn't going to give you the big speech about it. I figured you'd already had it from everyone else. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. I figured you were feeling worse than you let on. It's going to be okay, you know? A ship like this isn't the worst place to be for a while. And if things work out okay, you can always put in for a transfer back to a bigger ship. The JCF is still building up its navy, so there'll be lots of opportunities. And if that doesn't work out, there's still your career as a tour guide back on Europa. Yeah, you know it. Oh, you're harboring a deep sadness, my little meow meow. I'd probably make a better tour guide than a ship operator anyway. I'd serve under you. I think you'd be great at whatever you decide to do, and whatever that is, I'll be here to support you through it. I'm the greatest fucking girlfriend. I'm so fucking... Cassie? Ah, you're so cheesy sometimes. Hey! Ah, come here. I got glomped. I got glomped. So, you've been on the ship a few days now. How are you finding it? Well, it's not too bad. Obviously, it's not like being stationed on the Reliant. It's a whole lot smaller and there's way less people. Yeah, I'm so happy with this. But there's also a lot less to do, so you get much more free time. Captain Bartermuse is pretty lax compared to Captain Sim. But then I get the impression that this whole crew is a bunch of burnouts. Oh shit, are we burnouts? Except for us. I obviously didn't mean that about you. Oh, this game, man. You know what? I'm going to Google right now. How much is the physical of this? 35 bucks at Best Buy. It's 35 bucks everywhere, pretty much. Does Amazon have it? Wait, does the studio? Does the studio have a store so they get more money? Yeah, no kidding. I would love to. I'd love to buy the physical because I like having physical media, but I want the devs to get all the money. If any of the devs or the studio people are in the chat, what way can I buy this that gives you the most money? I'm having the time of my life. I could go in the captain's quarters. I don't think I should though. I need to meet the captain before I go into her quarters. Okay, I already did Vanessa. Okay, Forsyth Thoroughfare. What's going on in the mess hall? This is... I need to make it clear, this is the most Rose character ever put to fucking paper. And here we have the highlight of this entire tour, the mess hall. Cassandra's face is radiating happiness as she gestures through the double doorway that you're stood by into the mess hall. Looking inside, you see a canteen like any other. Tables, chairs, vending machines, it's all here. This is the highlight. It looks like a pretty standard mess hall to me. You bet! Do you know why? Tell me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Is there a log? Oh. Is there a log? Oh no. They've got all the fundamental food groups. I'm not sure. Hey, Quinn! A rough voice calls out from further in. You hadn't noticed them previously because of Cassandra's enthusiastic presentation of the vending machines, but someone sat in the far corner stands up, dropping a half-smoked cigarette into a coffee cup and strides over. What's going on, Quinn? Who's that? Lieutenant Rumney, were you just smoking in the mess hall? Take it easy, Quinn. I was sat right next to the extractor vent for the meal vendor. No harm, no foul. That's not the point. The extra strain on the air scrubbers from cigars. Yeah. So anyway, who's this hottie? Well, cat's got her tongue. Name's Haru. Haru Rumney. What about you, good looking? Oh, Lieutenant Audrey Edmond, ship security. Audrey Edmond? No way, really? Last time I checked. Well, alright. Good to know. That's all for me, Edmund. You know where my quarters are, right? Fuck off! I'm gonna hit you with the hard ellipses. Well, you're lost, Lieutenant. Catch you nerds later. What was all that about? I can't stand them sometimes. They just swag around the ship like they own the place just because they're one of the only 2 pilots on board. Newsflash, Haru. Second best pilot out of 2 is last place. Fucking cook 'em, Cassie! Don't worry about them too much. They're not worth it. You know, it's pretty weird seeing a mess hall this quiet. There's a few console glitches that are interesting. I like it. On bigger ships, you've always got to... I've noticed that there's a lot of lag, or like I'm losing an input or something when I use the talk option. I find pausing and unpausing is the way to reset that. I might just be doing something wrong, admittedly. I like it. On bigger ships, you've always got the queue for the machines, or they've run out of all the best snacks before you're a day out of port. On a ship like this, you can get whatever you want, whenever you want. How much of a problem have you had with snacks running out before? You don't even want to know. On the Reliant, I was operating on a preferential shift for chocolate system. It was tricky, but I did what I had to. That sounds like it breaks a ton of regulations. Regulations only get broken if you get caught. This girl's my angel. I don't think that's how it works. Okay, wait. Modern games are $70. If I buy this game through Steam, the devs get maximum money, and then I can buy a physical for PS5 just to have it. They've mentioned on Twitter that they know the console version isn't perfect, and the company is doing porting is working on all the common issues. I think it's because the engine it's made in Ren'Py doesn't have any porting solution. Yeah, the fact that all of this is done in Ren'Py is nuts. I've worked with Ren'Py or Ren'Py or however people pronounce it. This feels a lot like fucking, yeah. DDLC was done in Ren'Py for PC, but for consoles it was remade. Yeah, no, Ren'Py sucks affectionate is absolutely right. Ren'Py sucks affectionate. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Putting out your half-smoked cigarette and your half-drunk coffee. Pretty gross. I don't know why smoking on a ship hasn't been banned yet. A standard food vendor unit installed in all JCF ships. It's a half-robotic chef, half-vending machine. You select what you want and it prepares it for you. The ingredients are almost all long-life synthetic reproductions, but it's pretty convincing. When you're done, you can slot the plate back in for cleaning. Nice. So there are two types of vending machine, the red one and the white one. I missed that Cassie dialogue. Anyone in my... So your quarters are down this way, huh? That's right. Why? I was wondering where you'd be. On a Swift class, there's two different quarter sections. One has all the department chiefs, while the other has the crew that work within those departments. Since you're the only security officer on board, I was wondering if you'd count as a department head or not. Well, I guess I don't. I'm just slumming it. Oh, that's not what I meant, was that, I'm messing with you. Don't worry about it. It's actually like this making jokes to Rose sometimes. I'll crack a joke and she'll be like, oh no, where? And I'll be like, no, baby, please. It's not like that. The head of security is typically under the captain's instruction anyway, so it makes sense that my quarters are down this way. I guess so, when you put it like that. So have you met any of your neighbors yet? Well, let's see. Haru's room. They've definitely heard what Hansen has to say about me. Probably best I don't run into them too often, yeah. Hansen Cruz. Yeah, I know this guy. Do I? Oh. I knew him back on the Kalike. Oh! Oh shit, this is someone from the Kalike! Oh. Is he the guy you've told me about? That's right. Not what you'd call my biggest fan. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Oh! So I know Hansen from the Kalike. And as you step into your quarters, Cassandra follows you in. She stands by the door for a moment, looking around the room before turning to face you. Wow, you really like to keep it tidy, don't you? I only just got here. That's not a lot of time to make a mess. Are you kidding? I'm pretty sure my bag exploded the moment I stepped into my quarters. I fucking love you, Cassie. Jovian military supplies just aren't what they used to be. Or maybe it was operator error? And what's that supposed to mean, Lieutenant? Nothing. Just considering all possibilities. Wait, is that... What? Lieutenant Edmund, don't tell me that... What? What is it? Your chair. It's not perfectly aligned with the terminal. She's fucking with me! I love this girl so much. I guess nobody's perfect, huh? I would have made more of an effort if I knew the officer doing spot checks was such a stickler. Suppose I won't have to report you to the captain this time, Lieutenant. Did I miss your rank? What rank are you? Do you outrank me? Okay. I'm going into the hangar. As the two of you head down the four-side thoroughfare and away from the crew quarters, Cassie stops by a double-sized doorway and runs her keycard through the reader next to it. Watch your step. She instructs, tapping her knuckles on a large warning sign next to the door that reads Low Gravity Zone. Once the door opens, she heads through and you follow her into a wide stairwell. It only takes 2 sets of steps before you can feel yourself grow lighter. By the time you reach the doorway at the bottom, you're almost floating. There's the armored frames. Stepping into the hangar and onto the catwalk, the first thing that strikes you are the profiles of the 2 armored frames stood as if on guard, facing into the main area of the hangar. Although you fully expected to see them here, every Jovian ship features at least a few. The sight of the armored frames stirs uncomfortable memories in you, and you inadvertently grit your teeth and squeeze the handrail you've grabbed tightly. Oh, I have real PTSD. Oh shit, I need to stay out of the hangar. Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh god, ma'am, help! The line of retreat's totally cut off. We can't get back to the ship. Ma'am, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4, on me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... I got that real PTSD. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I think it's just the change in gravity level. Left me a little bit queasy. Tell your girlfriend you have PTSD, me. I know how you feel. I was late for a hangar audit once and rushed down straight after a big lunch. I was moving so fast with the gravity shift, my stomach contents couldn't keep up. Gross. Tell me about it. I did everything I could to keep my mouth shut. You know the rule for low gravity zones, what you spew is left up to you. I wasn't going to be late and on cleanup duty. Speaking of duties, shouldn't there be someone around here? Dalton should be around here somewhere. If you're feeling funny, stay here for a moment and I'll go see if I can find him. Sure. What's your dumb thought, Raph? Are you gonna send me money so I can buy this game 1,000,000 times? Are you gonna buy this game? I know, Mitty. I'm on the same team as you are. We should tell our perfect little cinnamon roll of a girlfriend we have trauma about fucking mechs. We have the mech trauma. You watch as this... You better buy it, Raph. You watch as, despite the 15-meter difference between the catwalk and the hangar floor, Cassie nonchalantly places her 2 hands on the handrail and deftly vaults over it into the emptiness. Thanks. Me too. Thanks to the low gravity, she doesn't fall, but instead kicks off the... I mean, you're not wrong, though. Thanks to the low gravity, she doesn't fall, but instead kicks off the railing, propelling herself through the air. As Cassandra drifts off, eventually catching onto one of the armored frames' legs, and using it to swing herself around to float in a different direction, you place your elbow on the railing, and your head in your hand. You turn your attention back to the stoic features on the armor frames' head, and sigh deeply. Your attention is caught by the cockpit hatch on one of the frames being half open. Looking around, you see everything as you'd expect. Armored frame weapon racks, storage containers, various equipments, all of it restrained appropriately and fastidiously arranged. The cockpit hatch is the only thing that breaks the pattern. It's weird. I can't find him anywhere. I know it's definitely a shift right now, so he should be around somewhere. Looking past Cassandra at the armored frame with the ajar cockpit hatch, a thought strikes you. I think I might have an idea. Follow me. You carry out the same vaulting maneuver that Cassie had performed and kick off towards the huge machine's cockpit. Once close enough, you grab a hold of its arm and pull yourself up towards the open hatch. A few seconds later, Cassie appears beside you, and you both notice a sound of gentle snoring coming from within the cockpit. Well, Lieutenant Commander, I think this is an operations issue, so I'll let you handle it. Cassie outranks me! Cassie outranks me! That makes her more attractive to me. Cassie outranks me. Leaving the discipline up to me again, huh? Cassandra nimbly clambers up the armored frame, positioning herself right above the cockpit. Bracing herself on the machine's chest, she brings her heel down sharply and repeatedly on the armor. Cadet Grange, attention! You hear a muffled scream from within the cockpit, followed by a dull thud, a string of muttered cursing, then followed by a string of muttered cursing, and then finally a figure emerges from the cockpit. Oh, this is a guy. Ma'am, I was just checking the calibrations. The calibrations on the armored frame. I got some feedback that... Oh, it's just you, Commander Quinn. Excuse me, Cadet? Just? Is that how you address a superior officer, Cadet? No ma'am, no ma'am. I was not expecting to see you in the hangar, ma'am. Okay, you can tone it down a bit, Dalton. Yes, ma'am? Good enough, I suppose. Anyway, Cadet, this is Lieutenant Edmund, Ship Security Officer. No, ma'am, Cadet Dalton Grange, Junior Engineer. Good to meet you, Cadet. Looks like they got you working hard. Looks like... Oh, no, ma'am. Well, that is, yes, ma'am, but not so hard I'm falling asleep. No, ma'am, I was recalibrating the sensor array on the... Take it easy, Cadet. We've all taken a nap in a cockpit in our lives. Well, of course, we never took cockpit naps with the chief giving us our orders, so you probably need to get back on with whatever you were doing, huh? I totally forgot! She's gonna kill me! Good kid, right? I feel sorry for him already. Can I use anything here? Oh, I have the real PTSD. Those two armored frames are both Juno models, the workhorse of the Jovian Colony Fleet's military. They look like they're a newer type than the one I piloted on the Kalike. Almost piloted. Enjoy your lunch, Mitty. The main hangar door is typically only used when the ship is docked to bring on board large containers or equipment. On a ship like this, the AFs launch from their smaller hatches underneath. There's also a maintenance airlock somewhere so that the whole hangar doesn't need to be depressurized if there's work to be done outside. Good. The hangar is also used to store the various tools and equipment that the engineering team used throughout the ship. A lot of the machinery is used for moving freight or armored frame equipment about. Most of these crates contain medical supplies, spare parts, tools, etc. There's a few that contain all the long-life ingredients for the VIN mate in the mess hall, and then some that contain various essentials for the crew. On a ship like this, it's operations duty to act like a quartermaster, but I've been on some ships where if you're friendly with the hangar crew, they can sneak you out the good stuff. Not that I condone that kind of behavior, obviously. Alright. I want to go to fire control. Moving beyond the mess hall and the hangar access, the two of you continue to the furthest end of the Forsyth thoroughfare. The door at the very end of the corridor is shut, the words fire control painted on it in large stenciled letters. Cassandra swipes her keycard through the reader by the door before turning to you. So this is fire... Gotta keep those transactions off the books. No one needs to know about your space nose candy. I do not have a space cocaine addiction. That's not true. That's pretty cryptic. Bro, this is the gamer chair! As you follow Cassandra through the doorway, your eyes take a moment to adjust as a strip lighting that illuminates the rest of the ship is conspicuously absent. Instead, the entire room is lit by the phosphorescent glow from an alcove full of screens and readouts. Looking at the screens, each one seems not to be showing much more than a few specks on a black background. From experience, though, you know that what you are looking at is a live feed from the cameras all over the ship's exterior. In the center of this alcove, facing away from you, is a seat like the ones on the bridge. From this angle, it's impossible to tell if anyone's in it, but you notice a tiny rhythmic hiss coming from it. So anyway, all the ship's weapon systems are controlled from here. These screens give the gunner a panoramic view of... Is the gunner here right now? You look over Cassandra's shoulder at the back of the seat. You swear you see a quick flicker of movement, but you can't be sure it's not the flash of a readout reflecting off a surface. Oh, Dylan. Yeah, he's here. Should we say hello? Well, normally I would, but... Cassandra leans back slowly as if trying to surreptitiously sneak a peek at what's on the other side of the chair without it noticing her. She quickly turns back to you after a moment's pause. He just looks so in the zone, you know? It seems a shame to interrupt him. Interrupt what? Cassandra leans back again, and after a moment you quietly gestures for you to come take a look. Sat in that chair is a man who looks a little bit older than you. His eyes are closed and his face is a picture of absolute serenity. Over his ears are possibly the single largest pair of headphones you've ever seen in your entire life. As he sits there, oblivious to your presence, his right leg bounces up and down and his wrists flick constantly. You wonder for a moment if he's okay before spying a cassette player poking out of his jacket pocket. You realize that the hiss you hear is the slightest whisper of the music that he's listening to escaping from those substantial headphones. Is this okay? Shouldn't he be a bit more attentive? Don't worry, it's fine. He's not even on duty. Yeah, man, this dude is just like you for real, for real. Yeah, but what if there's an alert? Let's find out. Cassandra moves over to a panel just below the monitor-laden alcove, takes a receiver off the wall, and enters a few numbers into the keypad. Hi, Vanessa. Yeah, it's Cassie. Can we test the alert system in fire control? No, I know it's not scheduled. It's a spot check. Yeah, random testing, you know? Chief's orders. Of course she asked. Why would I be asking for a spot test of the alert in fire control if Chief didn't ask? You're a darling. Thanks. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Loud! In an instant, you see the figure in the chair bolt upright, yank their headphones off, and lay their hands in the fire control systems, their head rapidly snapping back and forth as they rapidly survey the wall of monitors. False alarm? Hey Dylan, don't mind us. We just had to do a spot check on the alarm system. Chief's orders. Oh, hey Gwen. No problem. Who's this? Lieutenant Audrey Edmond, Ship Security. Oh hey, Warrant Officer Dylan Dees. Gunner, welcome aboard. Thanks. Well, let me know if you guys need anything. That alert totally got in the way of an awesome solo, so I'm gonna have to rewind and pick up where I left off. Good to meet you? Every single one of these screens is linked to a camera on the ship's hull. Although it doesn't look like it, this actually represents a 360-degree view of around it like the Gundog. I've never been on a ship as small as the Gundog, but the controls for the ship's weaponry don't look anything like they do on bigger ships. They look more like they belong in an office or something. Okay, and that's everything in here. We did the hangar. We did fire control. We did the mess hall. So let's go to the central hub. And let's go to the aft thoroughfare. As the two of you leave the central hub behind you and travel down the aft side of the thoroughfare, the hum of the engines continues to grow louder. You'd effectively filtered the noise out in the rest of the ship, but as you got closer to the rear of the ship, its volume increases considerably. Are the engines supposed to be that loud? Are the what? What? I love Cassie so much. I said, are the engines supposed to be that loud? The what? What? I said, are the engines... I heard you the first time. I'm just messing with you. I love this fucking cinnamon roll so much. Could have fooled me. I've never been on a ship where the engines are so noticeable. Is it supposed to be like that? Supposed to? No, not really. But the Gundog is a Swift class, a type of patrol ship that's designed for rapid response. They're made to cover large areas of space quickly and offer basic assistance to ships in distress. That, or to be first on the scene to gather intel and issue warnings if anyone comes too close to Jovian space. Which means, design-wise, they prioritize speed over everything else, above everything else. I guess the best way to sum it all up is that the Gundog is basically a huge set of engines with a tiny ship strapped to them. Well, that's reassuring. Oh, it's fine. It just means that there's no space for systems like motion dampeners or sound. There's no motion dampeners! Oh, high G maneuvers are gonna fucking suck. Don't miss it when you leave. That way leads to the engineering block. From there you can access the engine room, the main computer, and most of the ship's systems. Although, excuse me, you won't be going anywhere near those systems if the Chief has anything to say about it. Hey, Raph. Down that corridor is the armory where all the ship's firearms are stored. Normally, access has to be granted from the bridge, but since you're the security officer, you've got access coded into your keycard. Okie dokie. You swipe your keycard through the card reader set into the terminal by the armory's door. Instead of the door opening as you would expect, you hear a harsh tone from the terminal. Looking at its screen, you see a message displayed in large flashing letters. Access denied. Insufficient authority. Looks like your clearance hasn't been fully processed yet. You'll have to meet the captain before you can get into that room. As the two of you continue through the aft thoroughfare, the thrum of the engines grows louder still. The featureless paneling that has made up the majority of the ship's interior quickly gives way to visible pipes and conduits, and eventually the smooth flooring transitions to grating, revealing more workings underfoot. Finally, the thoroughfare leads into one huge open chamber filled with masses of machinery. Terminal panels set into the side of various apparatus cycle through different readings. The light from the screens reflected off ducts and valves. All this equipment is separated by a grid of catwalks and access ladders. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is right. She's such a fucking precocious little... This is central engineering. Pretty much every system aside from the engines themselves and the central computer can be found in this room. All in one place? Isn't that a little risky? Well, a Swift-class ship relies on absolutely minimal crew. The Gundog only has 2 engineers. I think they figured it'd be easier on them if everything that was important was kept in one place. That way they don't have to run from one end of the ship to another to get all their repairs done if something goes wrong. I mean, that's smart. Huh. You certainly know a lot about ship engineering. What can I say? I'm a pretty talented individual. And I love her so much. Oh yeah? Whilst we're here, can you share some of that knowledge? What's that over there? That's the Pholinic Conversion Unit. What's that? Oh, that's the Omnifaceted Wane Shaft. Uh-huh. What about that? That's the Turbo Encabulator? Every day's a school day. I'm head of operations, not chief engineer, okay? I don't need to know what... Hey, no one better be screwing around up there. You both jump as a stern voice barks at you from below. Looking down, you see through the grating that there's another catwalk situated below the one you're stood on, with a crew member moving at speed towards the ladder that joins the two walkways. I swear, if I find so much as a single terminal readout out of place... What is a turbo encabulator? I swear, if I find so much as a single terminal readout out of place, I'm stuffing the two of you into the organics processing system. If I have to Hey, Middy. If I have to retrieve one more pin from behind the compressors... Oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait. If y'all got an ad, I'll wait. Alright, checking the turbo encabulator. That's funny. Okay. If I have to retrieve one more pin from behind the compressors, the crew member continues to grumble as they ascend. Raph! 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 Is this what you wanted, Raph? Raph! Raph, how you feeling, buddy? You good, my man? She's not a mech pilot. She's the chief engineer. You were literally fucking wrong. Quinn, you better not be here to tell me that your favorite pin has somehow fallen into the system block again. No, Chief. Got it right here. Damn straight you do. Now make sure you hang on to that one or you're gonna need someone to pull you out of the system block instead. And who's this? Our wayward security officer? You got a name there? You quickly throw it... She's an NCO, she works for a living. You quickly throw a sharp salute at the woman in front of you without checking her rank first. Not only does she loom over you physically, but you quickly pick up on a force of personality that feels like it adds an extra 6 inches to her considerable stature. Tall, strong lady. Bro, I don't know if Raph can add her to his harem. This woman could pick Raph up and throw him. Lieutenant Edmund, security officer for the JFS Gundog, ma'am. Less of that man business, Edmund. That's Mackenzie Catheus, chief engineer. Chief to us. Yes, chief. What are the two of us doing in engineering? I'm taking a tour. I was just giving Lieutenant Edmund a tour of the ship, Chief. That's so. You ever been on a ship before, Lieutenant? First assignment? Hey, Zale! Never on a Swift class, Chief. I've only served on strike or supply classes to date. That's so. Which strike vessels? JFS Victory and the JFS Thunderbolt, Chief. Yeah, Mitty, I wouldn't doubt it. Victory and Thunderbolt, huh? Don't think either of those two are less than 3 years old, so probably wouldn't have seen what the new streamlined distribution systems. Wonder if you would have seen the power coils, though. I think the Victory was part of that production. You and Cassandra exchange a quick, nervous glance as the chief, who previously seemed like she was about to physically throw both of you out of engineering, suddenly begins a conversation with herself. You continue to stand to a nervous attention as she ruminates about ship components. Chief is, Thank you, Zale. Buy this game. Everyone in chat, buy this game. Stories from Seoul, the Gundog. The demo's out. Buy this game. Chief, is there, anything I can help you with about those ships? Oh, huh? Lieutenants. Didn't realize you were still there. No, you're off the hook, Edmund. Not unless you could tell me whether the Victory was outfitted with the 3rd generation B-Pack upgrades, anyway. Yeah, she's kind of got it going on. Sorry, Chief, don't think I could. Wonder if that's because the retrofitting takes into account space availability in the ship's interior for minimal traversal impact. Although maybe it could be that it takes... I think now would be a good time for us to move on. Good idea. Well, that's all, Chief. We'll just be going now. Oh yeah, sure. Just don't let me catch you screwing around in here again. It occurs to me... Yeah! Yes, Lieutenant? Well, Chief, I was just stopping by to... Tell me, Edmund, what is it that the ship's security officer... What is it that the ship's security officer on a vessel with only 10 crew does all day? Oh, that is... Because I'll tell you what a chief engineer does. A chief engineer spends every damn minute of the day trying to keep pace with all the systems on board this vessel, making sure they're all running absolutely flawlessly. Do you know why? It's because if I don't, then it's a thin line between optimum comfort and a horrific death in the cold expanse we call space. I love you, Chief. So I'll be frank, Lieutenant. Unless you're about to help me redirect these condensers while I refresh the primary moisture chamber, then I don't know what good is going to come from you hanging around and distracting me. Understood? Yes, Chief. Well done. If you really want something to do, you can go and check up with the junior engineer in the hangar. Kid's probably slowed down since I last put the fear of the void into him. Wow. Okay, but really, when the Chief says we shouldn't screw around in here, she's right. Maybe we should probably get moving. What did you do? Why would you say that? Really, though, Who the hell dropped a chocolate bar onto the secondary moisture converter? Cassie, we've been here for 10 minutes! Yeah, I like the fear of the void. Let's go. It's melted into the outlet valve. I'll kill them. We need to dip. I'll go to the central computer. You swipe your keycard through the card reader set into the terminal by the door leading to the central computer. The door doesn't open, and instead you hear a harsh tone from the terminal, which is now displaying an error message. Looking at the screen, you see a message displaying in large flashing letters. Okay, I have insufficient authority here. Cassie would put chocolate on it, that's the problem. Oh, even with your security clearance, you won't be able to go into the main computer room. Because the staff is so small, the ship's computer handles a lot of tasks that would normally be done by the crew. It controls a lot of really sensitive functions, so only the captain and the operations team are allowed access. Oh? I don't think any of the ships I've been on have had a computer system like this. The bigger ships usually have their computing distributed amongst multiple systems across the ship. But because they've also got larger crews, there's more that the people on board are responsible for. I think that's because the Swift class is so small and there's such a limited crew, they need to assign more functionality to the computer. Because of that, yeah, it is a waste of chocolate, you're right. Because of that, it's a lot more vital that no one screws around with it. I see. You said that operations have access. Can we take a look using your authority? Well, since the whole reason I'm here is that I didn't really exactly take my responsibilities with the Reliance computer system seriously, the captains told me not to mess around with it. But it's not that interesting anyway. Engines. The two of you watch from a corner as Chief Cathays, continuing to mutter to herself, paces back and forth, checking terminal readouts and various displays. Eventually, she heads down the ladder that she'd climbed to confront you. Now out of sight, Cassandra darts towards the engine room, gesturing you over. Checking over your shoulder in case the chief has reappeared, you make your way to her, just in time for the doorway to the engine room to open and Cassandra to disappear inside before you can raise objection. Well, it's gotta be better than staying here with the chief. The room you find yourself in is a similar size to the area you just left. But whilst that was crammed full of a huge range of machinery, this room is almost entirely filled with one colossal cylindrical device. The pulse of the engine is now a tangible sensation as the vibrations it emits shake your whole body. So this is the main engine. Well, one of them anyway. Like Chief said, the ship's outfitted with 2 of these. I see what you mean now when you said the Gundog's a huge set of engines with a ship strapped to them. This thing's massive. I know. I look at it and I feel like you could probably fit the rest of the ship in this room if the engine weren't there. That's because it's impossible to get the Higgs field distortion drive any smaller. Chief! Ah! Chief! See, I'm in tune with myself. Oh, Chief, I know you said that... So these engines are actually combination nuclear pulse engines built around a Higgs field distortion device. If the HFDD wasn't here, then this engine could be about 10 times smaller than it is. Although I hear they've managed to improve the efficiency of the newer NPEs, so it's possible that the space saving could be more like 11 times smaller. Can either of you tell me how an HFDD works? HFDD? It's a Higgs field distortion device! The drive. Higgs field distortion drive. What are they teaching you at the academy? I could take a guess based off the name, Chief. It's the drive that allows ships to move far beyond speeds allowed by conventional engines, although it's nowhere near faster than light. So we are below 1C. Interesting. Well, if it's just Mars and... So it lets us get around the solar system without needing to worry about whether we'll live long enough to see the end of the journey. Anyway, everyone knows about the existence of the Higgs field. It's what allows interactions with the Higgs boson that gives the particles their mass. I love a good engineer. This woman is my fucking hero. Oh, right. Hey, me! Shape up! She's telling me how FTL works. Well, not FTL. She's telling me how the efficient sublights work. So what the drive does is warp the field relative to the ship and those on board. And by doing this, it displaces the mass to a different area of space, but within the same relative... So is it a bubble? It kind of sounds like a warp bubble. As the chief continues on with her explanation, you glance at Cassandra and see a thinly veiled look of terror on her face. You can't blame her as you feel much the same way. Yeah, it is an STL drive, but good sublights are still impressive. Then, because the particles retain their relationship with each other, the general perception is that things are the same as normal. However, from an exterior perspective... Oh, no, wait, I want to hear the lecture! What's happening from an exterior perspective? Are we moving quicker, slower? The lecture drags on and you quickly lose track of the chief's explanation. Although you recognize the words she's saying, you can no longer make sense of the context, and they come to seem like a meaningless string of sounds. Does that make sense? Yeah, so the field is the, it's got the mass, which is pushed? No! How to put it? Okay, so imagine that space is a ketchup packet and you're the sauce, okay? The sauce? Right, the sauce. Now what the distortion drive does, it's like a thumb on the universe of the packet. It moves the sauce around by changing the Oh! Cool! That's neat! The packet is the universe, we're the sauce, and the drive is a thumb? I got it. I do have it! I'm smarter than this game! I get it! That's why these engines have to be so big to house that drive. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, it all makes sense now. I see. Yes, definitely. Great. Well, now that you appreciate the science behind it, I won't have to throw you out of here. Thanks, Chief. Anytime. Just remember, Lieutenant. Yes, Chief? Screw with anything and I'll throw you out the airlock instead. Yes, Chief! Sauce? Me when I see any good hentai image. I said that out loud. Damn. Thank God I only have 2 viewers in here. Thank God the devs aren't here. One of the ship's 2 engines. Apparently it's that big because it's a combination of a standard nuclear pulse engine and a Higgs field distortion device. I think I almost lost consciousness when the Chief was explaining it to me. Nothing else in here to look at. So, we're the sauce. Right. And the universe is the packet. I thought the field was the packet. But then is the field in the universe or the universe in the field? We're going to have some very theoretically challenging meal times. God, they're perfect for each other. After affair, I don't have armory access. Let's check out the sick bay. Sick bay. The elevator doors hiss open and you both step out into a wide open room. You're immediately struck by the glare of the high-powered lights that are set into the ceiling, and just as you regain your vision, the powerful aroma of clinical disinfectant burns at your nostrils. Looking around, you see the standard features of a sick bay, a set of beds that extrude from the wall on one side, and a large gallery window set into the wall on the other, indicating the presence of a surgery wing. The walls are lined with cupboards and cabinets containing medical supplies and various devices sit on countertops. In the middle of the room, a large desk is set to face the entrance. On the side closest to you, there are 2 chairs, and on the other sits a figure that you almost mistake for a piece of medical equipment until they look up. Holy shit. The guy. Miss Quinn. Excellent timing. I've just about finished the analysis of your... Hey, Doc. Don't worry about that right now. I'm giving a tour to our new security officer. Cypher! Holy shit. He's gonna kick my ass in the struggle. Very good, Miss Quinn. Hello, Lieutenant Edmund. I'm the ship's doctor, Cypher Rosarium. Cypher Rosarium. Fuck me. That's a great name. I've reviewed your file already, so please feel free to stop by with any complaints. But since you're here, Miss Quinn, I'd really like to talk to you about your gastro... Honestly, Doctor, it's fine. We can talk about it. Intestinal... Doctor, later! Distress. Okay, Doctor, a moment, please. Honey, if you could just give me a few moments with the doctor. Yeah, no problem. Ooh, that's nice. Cassandra grabs the doctor by his sleeve and drags him over to the surgery wing, yanking him through behind her. Once the door closes, you can't hear them, but you can still see the 2 through the gallery window. You decide to turn your attention away and examine a nearby poster on space illness. I'm waiting. Yes, thank you. Doctor, I understand. So that includes any synthetic meats or carbohydrates. Understood. But as I've explained, I've got the full supply of NutriShake powders that should serve as a balanced replacement for the meals from the food vendor and should alleviate your... Doctor! Damn. The replicated food is not settling well with her. And considering how much she seems to like food, that must be a special form of hell. Cheap out. Tummy troubles. Great reaction. This tour is moving on. I love her so much. So, I swear, not one for patient-doctor confidentiality. That man is like a laser beam. He gets straight to whatever task is in front of him with no time for things like common courtesy, bedside manner, or privacy. Yeah, I got that impression. The worst part is that after all that, he tells me I'm allergic to the synthetic meats they use in the mess hall's food vendor. Can you believe I'm on a NutriShake diet between now and when we return to port? I thought those ingredients were supposed to be hypoallergenic, no animal products, suitable for everyone. I know. But the doctor's saying it's a rare condition that means I react to one of the compounds they use in production. So no more hamburgers for you. But there's one silver lining. What's that? The vending machines use real ingredients. Chocolate and chips are still on the menu. An important part of any balanced diet. I fucking love this game so much, guys. Ah, Lieutenant, are you feeling unwell? Oh, yeah, that's right, I need to... No, I'm feeling fine. Have you come to pick up any medication? No, I'm totally alright, thanks. Have you come in for a precautionary checkup? No, nothing like that. Then are you here to ask about my mechanical elements? What? No, of course not. Oh. Well, in that case, Lieutenant Edmund, I'm not sure I can help you today. Don't worry about it. A portion of the sick bay is separated off for surgical procedures. It has its own separate environmental controls and is completely sealed from the rest of the ship when in use. So we could actually shelter in there if we lost air or anything. Well, to be fair, I don't actually know if HIPAA applies to armed forces in general. Like, I'm pretty sure the ship's captain can get your medical file. I think. It also contains robotic assistant units. It's state-of-the-art, but you'd still never want to end up in there. It's true. All those cupboards and cabinets are jam-packed with different medical supplies, tools, nutritional supplements, and so on. I guess it's good to have it all on hand. Yeah. Those beds are for patients who need to stay in sickbay for whatever reason. All the monitors behind them are to display patients' vital statistics. It's rare you'll see them used. Alright, it's... Yeah, you probably have to file like a form or something. Wait a minute, I didn't try using shit in fucking... Cass's room. Damn, they knew exactly what I wanted. I still got the rest of the ship to check out, plus I should really go and see the captain soon. I don't think there's time for that right now. Oh, she has cute handwriting. November 2nd is the anniversary. That's cute. Also, yeah, I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you, folks. I went straight to my girlfriend's bedroom and hit use on the bed. I'm like that. Got a one-track mind. Alright, bridge. Hey, thank you so much. You step from the elevator onto the bridge, and what seems to have been a pretty quiet atmosphere turns totally silent as the two women present, who had previously been observing a screen, turn to face you. Damn. Captain looks like my fucking big sister, Jesus. You identify the captain almost immediately by her uniform, although you are given pause to wonder if you've misjudged, as she listlessly straightens up and heads over to you with an air of disinterest. The other woman shoots you a look but remains seated at her station, quickly turning away when she realizes you've caught her looking your way. You presume her from her position on the bridge. She must be a member of operations like Cassandra. This must be the Vanessa she mentioned. Lieutenant Audrey Edmond, entering the bridge and reporting for formal assignment. You declare, throwing a sharp salute with Cassandra quickly following suit. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn, entering the bridge in accompaniment of Lieutenant Edmond. You're taken aback slightly as you realize that you've hardly ever seen Cassie be serious about anything, even her position. Whenever she's had to talk about her assignments, it's always been dismissive or in a joking way. You're caught so off guard that you almost miss the captain addressing you. At ease, Lieutenant. Alright guys, how do I do the captain's voice? They said disinterested, so I should I do like a disinterested voice? Because you know me, I'm a drinker of respect women juice. If I ever stream these, if I ever stream this fully, like when the full game comes out, I should have voices for all of these guys. Oh man, I cannot do a Lane impression. I cannot do a Lane impression. At ease, Lieutenant Commander. You and Cassie both lower your salutes and loosen your posture slightly. There's a slight pause, which you can tell is the captain sizing you up. This informal assessment lasts a little bit longer than you're comfortable with until the captain releases a heavy sigh. Welcome aboard, Lieutenant. I was beginning to get worried that the notification we'd had that you'd come aboard had been a system issue. I trust that you haven't had too hard a time finding your way to the bridge to introduce yourself. No, ma'am. I was just... You glance over to Cassandra, who is maintaining a completely straight face. We could check out anywhere you want before we head up first. Yeah, right. You fix your gaze straight ahead. This wouldn't be the first time that Cassandra's lackadaisical attitude had gotten you in trouble with higher-ups. I was just familiarizing myself with the ship in case... Yeah. I was just familiarizing myself with the ship in case I came up with any queries that I could field to you. Oh, is that so? Well, anything you'd like to ask? No, ma'am. Very good. Well, I'm glad you could make it. Eventually. This mission is an urgent one, which is why we departed as soon as you came aboard, without a formal reception. Thinking about it, it was unusual that there hadn't been a formal onboarding process beyond the dock staff checking your ID and guiding you onto the Gundog. You'd not realized in your rush, but now it was obvious. But it did make sense that if this was an urgent dispatch, the ship would launch as soon as all of its crew were aboard. My apologies, ma'am. My transport was running late. Yes, we'd been sent word. That wouldn't have anything to do with you, would it? No, ma'am. There was a breakdown on the... Anyway, Lieutenant, I'd like to take the opportunity to formally welcome you to the JFS Gundog. My name is Captain Maris Bartermuse. I run as tight a ship as you'd expect, and I anticipate that you'll carry out your duties to the same standard. Yes, ma'am. Ah, fuck. I missed another thing. That's unfortunate. Your card, Lieutenant. Yes, ma'am. Oh, hey, I finally unlocked the inventory. Cool. Yo, inventory screen. She inspects it for a moment before taking it to a control panel near the captain's chair. You remain in position, not quite at ease, but not quite at attention. You watch as she enters some commands into the console before inserting your card into a slot. There's the sound of whirring followed by a series of beeps before your card is ejected and the captain takes it back. Oh, neat. By selecting the function button, you can now access a map of the ship, allowing you to move from one location to another without visiting areas in between. And if an event happens somewhere on the way, you will move to that location instead. Oh, nice. That's good. You can also view your current objectives and other important information. To return, select the function button again. With this, Lieutenant Edmund, you now have access to all areas and authorities befitting the ship's security detail. Your responsibilities begin with immediate effect. Thank you, ma'am. You're also now authorized to take an appropriate electroshock weapon from the armory. If you have any further questions, then you know where to find me. Dismissed. Please. Well, this is a cool map. Mod this ship into FTL immediately. I greatly appreciate that Cassandra's quarters are their own dedicated. It seems like any room I can go into is its own button. Maybe I should have tried going back into the. Introduce yourself to all the Gundog's crew. Visit the airlock. I didn't visit the airlock. Excuse me, Lieutenant. I'm currently on duty, so I would appreciate it if you did not disturb me. Lieutenant Lord, Lieutenant Edmonds is the ship's head of security. Since I'm here, you could take the time to introduce yourself formally. Great. I've got this. See you in 5. So you're the security officer that Cassandra's been going on about. That's right. Lieutenant Audrey Edmund. Pleased to meet you. Well, I'm Vanessa Lord. I serve on the bridge as part of operations. Cassandra's told me a lot about you. Is that right? What kind of... I'm disappointed that you're nowhere near as attractive as she made you out to be. Fucking owned? I got owned? I've been owned! Oh, is that right? I thought it was too good to be true, that some dashing officer would be transferred here at the last moment. Instead, we got just another lunk. Well, how was it that you even got transferred here on such short notice? I was looking over your records earlier, and you were mid-assignment on the Duke. Why would they transfer you instead of... Whoa, hey, look at the time. I think your break's over. Lieutenant Commander Quinn. I think Vanessa needs to get back to her station. Of course. I hope this is the start of a productive working relationship between the two of you. Vanessa, I'll catch up with you later, okay? Are you my rival? Are you my rival for Cassie's attention? Because you'll lose. I don't care that you actually look like me in real life. I'll kill you. Captain. Yes, Lieutenant. Captain, when I received my posting to the Gundog, I was informed of my role, but I didn't receive the ship's briefing documents. If I may, what's the Gundog's objective? Say classified. We've been alerted by another Swift-class patrol vessel, the O'Brien, about signals coming from the edge of our territory. The O'Brien is currently on a solo patrol in outer Jovian space, so we've been sent to provide backup or support as necessary. Of course, if something were to attack two Swifts, it's not as if they could put up much of a fight. Really, it's more a case that we're out there so that if anything does happen, at least one vessel will be able to get away to warn the colony fleet. I see. Oh, did I just say that out loud? Yes, ma'am. Forget what I said, I think. Yes, ma'am. Cass! Yes, Lieutenant. How can I be of assistance? Cassie, you're being... Respectfully, Lieutenant Edmund, I would appreciate it if you addressed me as Lieutenant Commander Quinn. Ah, I see. Ah, okay. So she has to stand on station here. With the exception of some of the physical controls, the ship decides that the Gundog can be controlled entirely from the bridge. Navigation, automated combat systems, security measures, you name it. It can all be done by a few crew members in this room. That's the captain's chair. Although the majority of the ship can be controlled by the operations staff, there's a few select systems that only the captain can authorize, and they're all done from that chair. You need a captain's clearance level to access them, though, so it's not like you can just sit down and activate them. The bridge is one of the few places on any ship where you can actually see out into space. When in combat, these windows are covered by blast shutters, and the bridge crew rely on sensors and small cameras mounted on the outside of the ship. Good ship design. Okay, and that's that again. It's nice to look out into space sometimes, but it's hard to relax with the bridge crew around, and just staring up into space doesn't give a good impression. Alright. You know, it's kind of funny now that I think about it. What is? Oh, okay. It's the Central Hub talk again. Okay. That's the Cube talk again. I didn't go to the airlock. And this is the main airlock. It's the main way to get on and off the ship when it's docked. Thanks, but I've already been here. Oh, really? When? Actually, I think I'm confusing it with somewhere else. What else can you tell? God, I love these two. Well, it's got one of the best views on the ship for one thing. You look around but can't see any windows. You wouldn't expect a militarized vessel where an inclusion like that could compromise the structure. Here? Really? Yeah, really. Check it out. Cassandra strides over to the terminal set in the wall next to the airlock hatch and quickly begins typing commands into it. You hear a sequence of beeps, and she stands back, gesturing proudly to the screen. Not too bad, huh? You look at the screen, but all you can see is a dark display with a few errant pixels suspended in it. Is that working? Of course it's working, look! You stare a little harder at the screen, and although it takes you a moment, you eventually realize. That's an external feed? That's right! Normally you can only actually see out of the Gundog from either the bridge or the hangar. But the ship's covered in small cameras for combat situations. You can access the feeds from the terminals around the ship. That's actually pretty cool, but isn't the view from the bridge or the hangar better? You know, because you're actually looking out? Well, maybe, but there's always someone else around. You never get the view to yourself. No one ever comes here, and it's so quiet. It's almost like you're out there. I guess I can see what you mean. It's pretty quiet out this way, and with a fancy screen like that, it's basically the real view. I knew you'd understand. I'll add the command to your terminal access. That way you can come out here and see the stars whenever you want. Thanks. I love this fucking girl so much. Underneath that panel is the manual control for the external airlock hatch, just in case of mechanical or power failure. I've had to open one as part of a drill before, and it's not easy. Aside from the fact it controls the airlock, it's a terminal like any other. Although with the silence, I suppose this one's good for getting a relaxing view of the stars. This is the main crew airlock for crew use. It's used to load everything and offload basic supplies. To load and offload basic supplies and equipment. Everything else is brought in through the hangar airlock. These spacesuits are for emergencies only. Every crew member has an assigned suit that's stored near their main station. These suits are here in case of evacuation when those stations are inaccessible. So if I click use, yup, that's space alright. Time to talk to the girlfriend. So, do you come out to the airlocks a lot? Fine, a lot. More than once for coming on board and once for departing? There's nothing wrong with hanging out in the airlock. I fucking love this girl. Sometimes you just need a bit of personal space. On a small ship like this, it's the only place you can really get some time to yourself. Even on a big ship like the Reliant, there's not many places to get away from everyone. I just find it really relaxing to know I'm this close to being out in space, away from everything, everyone. I love her so much. She's such a fucking meow meow. Sometimes it feels like I was made to be out there, not cooped up in here. I didn't know you enjoyed that part of space. For most people, looking out into the expanse for too long triggers a kind of existential dread. I knew a guy on another ship that couldn't bear to look out into space. He'd start getting the jitters whenever he did. Sometimes if he got drunk on duty, he'd start saying all kinds of weird stuff about how humanity's souls were never meant to be unbound from gravity. I don't know. It's just like there's something out there that's calling me, you know? I love you so much, Cassie. Well, that's until I'm late for my shift and the captain sends out a ship-wide message telling me to haul ass up to the bridge. Then I know there's something calling me. Okay. You swipe your keycard through the card reader set into the terminal by the armory's door. There's a slight delay, but quickly enough the terminal flashes of the message access granted and the door slides open. The first thing you notice about the armory is that the benches and lockers remind you of the changing rooms from the training center back at the military academy on Europa Colony. As you walk past them, you take a closer look and realize that they're the exact same. Yeah, I love her so much. They're the exact same kind of benches used on larger ships that you've been stationed on, which had sports facilities and changing rooms on board. Instead of sports clothing and equipment, these lockers are filled with a selection of combat gear, from body armor or electroshock weapons to a variety of small and light weapons. You know, this is the first time I've actually been inside a ship's armory. That's not really surprising. It's only the security detail that would have access. Even in a situation where a ship's expecting to encounter a boarding party, it's security's responsibility to distribute weaponry to the crew in advance. It's to ensure there's no panic or crew don't get a hold of weaponry they're not trained to use. Huh. That's standard regs. You should know that. Well... all I remember from my firearm training was when I dropped my electroshock weapon and accidentally zapped one of the other girls from operations. Our trainer made me use a hand-cranked battery charger to recharge all the power packs as punishment. That must have taken forever. You bet, but you should have seen my gun show afterwards. Pew pew! I fucking love her! Which reminds me, the captain said I was authorized to collect my sidearm. I should get it whilst I'm here. The spacesuits in here for the ship's security detail. They're a little bit more robust than the suits handed out to the rest of the crew, for obvious reasons, but aside from that, they don't offer much of a tactical advantage. This locker contains electroshock weapons. They're non-lethal and intended to be used for crew control in case of a mutiny or violence that breaks out for some other reason. This weapon contains a variety of small arms and light weapons. They're only for use against external hostile forces. Even then, their stopping power is relatively low because of the dangers of using live rounds inside a ship. You're not fucking wrong. Use. This is the weapons locker with the electroshock weapons. And I'm authorized to take one small weapon from here as part of my role as a security officer. This one will do. Bro, that's dope. Rosa would love this fucking gun. That's the fucking Kazappa. What's that? Just my standard issue duty weapon for my role as security officer. It fires a barbed projectile that contains a miniature battery. It's non-lethal, but more than enough to stop someone in their tracks. I see. She wants to get shot with it, doesn't she? She wants to get shot with it. Absolutely. I love her so much. Aw, come on. She wants to get fucking shot with the taser. An electroshock gun. It uses non-lethal rounds to deliver 50,000 volts to the target. It's intended for use against the crew in case of violence that can't be de-escalated. Talk to Cass. So, have you ever got to use any firearms? Why do you ask? Well, I know you're security, but you never tell me about anything exciting. I always imagined you facing down bad guys with some scary pistol the size of my forearm, saying cute, cool lines like, "How many shots did I fire? I don't know myself. But the question is, do you feel lucky, bub?" You've been watching way too many old movies. Aw, she's a cinnamon roll. Not even once. What's my job? She's a curious little girl, Mid. Look, I want to get tased. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to my people. Most of my job has been dealing with crew members who get a bit tetchy after being cooped up on a ship with each other for too long and start fights with each other. Even then, I just tend to break things up and talk them down. Most of the time, no one even ends up in the brig. You've got to have done something more exciting than that. Well, I knew you were an exciting action hero. Tell me. So this one time, a pilot found out that someone on the maintenance team had been trying to hit on his girlfriend. He got so mad that he got into his armored frame and used it to corner the guy in the hangar. No way. He was threatening to turn the guy into paste and made a real mess of some cargo containers. Because the hangars are a low-gravity zone, I was able to make a jump from a gangway to the armored frame and then overrode the cockpit access from the outside. The pilot was too focused on this engineer to notice me. Whoa, a frame jack! Did you use a cool line when the cockpit opened? Pick on someone your own size or something? No way! I put 50,000 volts into the guy's shoulder the second I had a clear shot. Aw, come on, you're no fun. So if I go to the... Okay, the guy left. Okay, so now I need to... visit the captain. Visit the captain's quarters. Okay. I wasn't expecting that to be an actual thing. The captain's quarters sits at the end of the corridor, differentiated from the other doors in the corridor by the small insignia that sits above the nameplate. Like the others in the corridor, it displays the occupant's name, in this case, Captain Maris Bartermuse. Even in your role as a security officer, there are a few rooms on the ship you don't have access to. The captain's quarters is one of them. There's nothing for you here right now, so you turn back. With Cassandra leading the way, the two of you leave the captain's quarters behind you and step into crew corridors 2. Cassandra pauses for a moment, looking left and right before turning back to face you with a smile on her face. Well, that's it, Audrey. Consider yourself officially acquainted with all there is to be acquainted with on board the one and only JFS Gundog. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I did. It's probably up there in my top 5 ship orientations. Top 5? Okay, you're right. Huh. Top 3. I love her so much. What? Maybe a triple shift to start your time aboard the Gundog is more to your taste. She's gonna abuse her rank! Well, that did happen to me on board the Thunderbolt, so if that didn't happen, I guess it would be my favorite orientation ever. What a coincidence. It looks like your schedule's clear until tomorrow morning. Well, in that case, 5 stars. Great tour, especially the guide. I love her so much. So now that the tour's over, your duties don't formally begin until tomorrow. If you want, we could take another look at anywhere on the ship, or if you want me to call it a day, that's cool too. I think I'll keep looking around. Okay, so it's go back to my quarters when I'm done. So, the game wouldn't let me because I hadn't met the captain. Boo! Wow, I mean, we have seen everything on the ship. Oh, hey, there is a wiki in here. Neat. Okay. I'll go back to my room. Yeah, this game's amazing. My quarters. So now that the tour's over, your duties don't officially begin tomorrow. If you want, we could take another look at anywhere on the ship, or if you want to call it a day, that's cool too. I think I'll call it a day. I think that's enough for now. I should probably go over the mission logs before tomorrow and get an early night. I don't know. I know the captain seems pretty relaxed, but I don't want to make a habit of late starts. So responsible. I've got the late shift tonight, so maybe I'll get a nap in too. Okay, I'll see you soon then. Well, here he is. Here's Cruz. Well, look who it is. The Kalike Coward. You don't even need to look beyond Cassandra to know who's standing at the entrance to the corridor. Although you'd recognize the mocking tone anywhere, the real giveaway is the nickname, one you'd thought you'd escaped a long time ago. Hanson Cruz, or as you knew him, Kalike 3. Of the members of the Kalike squadron who'd taken part in the battle, he'd been the only one to return. Even then, that had only been after the ceasefire had been signed, a full 13 hours after he'd launched. From what you'd heard from the other crew members, he'd survived by playing a game of cat and mouse with the enemy forces in a debris field. By shutting down the majority of his systems and hiding amongst the wreckage. Yeah, Return of the Obra Dinn had a nice art style. By hiding amongst the wreckage, he'd been able to launch surprise attacks, taking down his pursuers one by one. You're the ace, huh? When he came back to the Kalike and saw your armored frame still suspended from its restraints, he had instantly blamed you for the squad being wiped out. If you'd taken off when you were supposed to, he argued, the squadron would have been at full strength, enough to survive the surprise attack. No amount of technical data or arguing that it had been physically impossible for you to launch would change his mind. The destruction of the Kalike squadron was on your hands. The worst bit was that you weren't entirely sure he was wrong. What's up, Lieutenant Audrey? You're not thinking of finishing your first day without meeting an old friend, right? Fuck off, Haru! When Haru came and told me that some lieutenant called Audrey Edmond was our new security officer, I had to come and take a look. Oh, Haru! No way it could be that wimp from back on the Kalike. They'd have to have been dishonorably discharged for dereliction of duty. But I guess the JCF is so desperate they'll hang on to anybody, no matter how much of a screw-up they are. How'd you end up here, Edmund? They decided you couldn't handle a full-size ship, so they had to put you with the smallest crew they could find? You instinctively make your hands into fists, but unclench them quickly before Hansen notices. You haven't been stationed on the same ship as him since the Kalike. Yeah, I fucking hate this dude so much. Yeah, Haru's the second pilot. Haru and Kalike 3 are the fucking... We're the fighter pilots. Them. They, them. Haru's pronouns are they, them, I'm 90% sure. I'm bad about they, them pronouns, so if I mess up, I'm sorry. You haven't been stationed on the same ship as him since the Kalike, but you'd run into him a few times on board the colonies whilst you were both on shore leave. Each time it ended badly. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm a say nothing kind of girl. You almost lash out at Hansen, but stop yourself before you do. The two of you are on this ship together whether you like it or not, and the last thing you want to do is let him know that he could get a rise out of you so easily. You fight the urge to just draw your... You fight the urge to just draw your electroshock weapon here and now. It'd be easy to put an end to this that way, you think, but you know that in the long term it would probably be the worst decision you can make. Fucking, okay, I was actually thinking about this earlier during the emergency. I was like, if I had gone and gotten my weapon, could I have just fucking shot Haru? Instead, you grit your teeth and say nothing. What's the matter, Lieutenant? Nothing to say for yourself? Or are you trying to dodge a fight? I guess that's what you do best, right? See what I was saying, Haru? The lieutenant here's a coward and has been since day one. Won't fight, won't even stand up for themselves. Ensign Cruz, you stop this right now. Lieutenant Edmund is... Hold up, buddy! I may not put you in the dirt for insulting me, but you insult Cassie and I'll put you in the fucking airlock myself. I will vent you into space, you bitch! Can't stand up for yourself, so getting this ditz to do it for you, is it, Lieutenant? Cruz, you stop this right now and apologize, or I'll order Lieutenant Edmund to throw you into solitary and write you up myself. You're welcome to try, Lieutenant Commander, but I don't think your security officers got it in them to even try. You think you could take me on, Edmund? Alright. Here's the deal, buddies. I'm gonna let the fucking chat decide. 1, 2, or 3. Strong or silent, orders are orders, or show 'em I mean business. I saved, so I can hit all of these. I'll let chat decide. Raph votes show 'em I mean business. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna... Midi votes 3 as well. I'll reload afterwards. Staring Hansen in the eyes, you say nothing, but instead slowly move your hand down to the holster on your hip that holds the electric shock weapon. With a slow, deliberate motion, you undo the clip and lay your hand on the weapon's grip. I suggest you do as the Lieutenant Commander says, Ensign. I'm authorized to handle insubordination as I see fit, especially when it's hostile. Hansen steps past Cassie and right up to you. With his face inches from yours, he places his right fist into his left hand and cracks his knuckles. He's so close that you can feel his breath on your face as he sneers at you. I'm surprised, Lieutenant. I didn't think you had the guts to make a threat like that. But do you think you're fast enough? Come on then, Lieutenant. What's it gonna be? You going to show me who's boss on board this ship? You gonna make me obey that order? Or are you gonna let everyone down again and show the Lieutenant Commander that you're just as much of a screw-up as she is? I'm gonna kill him! You take a deep breath and... Oh man, this is a multi-arc. I'm not going to give him what he wants. I am going to stand up to him. With Hansen's breath hot on your face, you do everything you can not to bat an eye at that last comment. But despite your best effort, your hands are clenched into fists. As much as you'd like to put 50,000 volts through him for insubordination and insulting a senior officer, you know that would be letting him win. Instead, you glare into the ensign's eyes for a few more seconds. You can almost feel Hansen's hatred for you radiating from him like an aura, and it takes all the bravado you can muster not to step down. The two of you stand like this for longer than you'd like until... Would you two knock it off already? I'm on duty this evening, and I don't want to have to update the captain that both her new security officer and lead pilot are in the sick bay. All because their egos are too big for them to be on the same ship together. So both of you stand down. That's an order. Both you and Hansen are taken aback for a moment, like two school children who've been caught in a playground squabble. You turn from Cassie to Hansen and back, trying to come up with something to say. Similarly, Hansen's air of machismo has been dented by this surprise outburst. No, I don't want to hear it from either of you. You're both in the JCF, so maybe you should start acting like it. Ensign Cruz, I want you to report to the chief at 0400. You're helping her clean out the organic processing filters. As for you, Lieutenant Edmund, we'll discuss this later. Hey, what? You can't... Ensign? Oh! Fuck yeah, Cassie! Holy shit, goated Cassie! Fucking peak shit, Cass! I'm gonna... Fuck off! That's an order! Fuck off, that's an order! Fucking... For the first time since you met him, Hansen looks lost for words. He stands there for a moment, mouth agape. Fuck off, that's an order! Holy shit! Yeah, Lieutenant Commander, I hear you loud and clear. This fucker acts like he's fucking a member of Organization 13. I hate this dude. Hansen thrusts both his hands into his jacket pockets, turning on his heel and heading away towards the thoroughfare. He cocks his head, gesturing to Haru to follow him as he leaves. Before the pair are fully out of sight, he turns back to face the two of you. Good thing someone on this crew is able to keep everyone in line. Doesn't seem like our security officer's up to the task. With this parting shot fired, both Haru and Hansen disappear around a corner. You and Cassie stand there watching the space where they'd been. Cassie crosses her arms as she taps her foot furiously. What an absolute dick. I love you so much, Cassandra. I told you, he's a real... And you! What was that performance all about? I told you about him. He doesn't back down. You've gotta... I know. But you can't let him get to you like that, otherwise he'll just keep coming time after time until one of you does something they regret. Man, I can't. I look at that face, guys. I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna reload and not let him get to me, man. I gotta play it cool. I disappointed the girlfriend. Y'all understand, right? My voice fucking cracked. Y'all understand, right? I gotta reload. I can't let him get to me. I gotta play it cool. I gotta commit. I am committed to making my girlfriend happy. This is a demo. I'll play it again. I'll play it legit. Commit to my truth. All right. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, man. I'll yeah, I'll commit. I'll check what the other options are later. Rose, honey, I love you with my whole heart. I would undo time in an instant if I thought for a moment I disappointed you. I would change the entire fabric of reality if I thought for a second that I had made you sad. You're the one person that shouldn't be like, stick to your choices. Nah, I will rewrite anything I have to if I make you sad. Hey, don't worry about it. I know what the two of you have been through, and to be honest, I'd figured he was a real asshole from the moment I met him. Plus, he's gonna be busy helping the chief clean out those filters for the next month, so don't worry too much about running into him anytime soon. Still feeling a bit sheepish about your behavior in front of Cassie, you manage a smirk. Thanks for stepping in there. I shouldn't have stooped to his level. Don't worry about it. Just take it easy and don't let what he said get to you. I'm gonna go get ready for my shift, so I'll see you soon. Sure, I guess I'll catch you in the morning. Sounds good. Oh, one more thing. What's that? Cassie steps forward, places her hands on your waist, stands on tiptoes, raising her face up to yours. You close your eyes and tilt your head slightly in response. At the moment that her lips meet yours, you can forget everything that just happened. All you can focus on is the softness and delicate warmth. I fucking love Cassie so much. Sell me a Colony Creations. Sell me a Cassie shirt. I'll wear it. After a moment, Cassie slowly moves back, and you open your eyes to find her gazing at you contentedly. Yeah, this is 10 out of 10 game. This is 10 out of 10 game. You both share the same gentle smile before she steps away. Sleep well, Audrey. I fucking love her so much. She's my fucking angel. As Cassie walks away, you input your passcode into the panel by your door. As it slides open, you look back just in time to see... Is the physical through limited run? I don't think it is. No, it's not limited run, it's someone else. As it slides open, you look back just in time to see Cassie spin on her heels, give you a quick wave, and then turn away, heading further down the corridor. As you step into your quarters and head over to your bunk, the door hisses shut behind you. You stand there for a moment with the smile still on your face before you let out a sigh and sit down. Staring at nothing in particular, you mull over the day's events and Cassie's words from earlier. Big day ahead tomorrow, huh? We'll see. April 23rd, Planetary Calendar 214. 4 days have passed since the JFS Gundog departed on its mission to rendezvous with the JFS O'Brien. In that time, her crew, including Lieutenant Audrey Edmond, have fallen into the easy rhythm of life aboard the ship. Even as the Gundog enters the outer limits of Jovian space and is due to meet the O'Brien, there is little for the crew to do, and a general sense of routine permeates the atmosphere. Outer Jovian space, aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. This is tragic. Also, nice to get a new viewer. I need to figure out what way I can buy this. Steam probably gives them the most money. But the physical is really pretty though. Hey, the physical comes with an art book? Yeah, I need to pick up I'm gonna pick up the physical of this and probably buy it on Steam just to make sure they get maximum money from me. If I'm willing to spend $70 on a new video game, maybe I'll get it for Switch. This feels like it would be really fun on. Well, no, I have a Steam Deck. I could play it on the go via Steam. I do want a way to play this on the big screen. You're just finishing the last of your coffee as a shrill series of electronic pips begins sounding from your wristwatch. Without looking to check the time, you turn off the alarm and rise from your seat, knocking back the last of your drink once you've stood up, and then taking the empty cup back to the food vendor. It's easy to lose track of time on board a military ship where the light is kept at a constant level, so you rely on a series of alarms you programmed. You know this one means that your shift is due to start in a few minutes, giving you time to finish whatever you may be doing. You place the cup back into the vendor where the machine latches onto it and then retracts it into a space which is quickly sealed by a sliding panel. As the sound of muffled whirring begins, you turn back to face the empty mess hall. Time to carry out the day's security checks then. Let's see, I need to stop by fire control, the hangar, and engineering to check that everything's going as it should. There's no one here right now. I miss Cassie! Excuse me. I'll go to fire control first. You still feel a little bit awkward checking on the fire control as part of the security report. Although Dylan is always friendly enough, you can't help but feel like you're intruding on his personal sanctuary. It doesn't help that his headphones are so big that short of shaking him, it's hard to get his attention. Well, here we go. Morning, Lieutenant. How's it going? Oh, hey, Dylan. Everything all right? I thought you'd be listening to your music. You're a pretty punctual lady, Lieutenant. So far, you've come by here the exact same time every shift. All I had to do was find which albums would last until just before you got here, and now I don't need to get interrupted mid-jam. That's pretty impressive. Aren't you going to get bored of listening to the same albums every morning, though? Don't worry about it. I figured out about 15 different album combinations, and that's not including changing the order of play, so I'm good for this mission. Speaking of the mission, you know the drill. Anything unusual? Nothing at all, Lieutenant. Not even a scrap of debris. I've been keeping an eye on the long-range targeting systems, too, and we've had a blip. But the energy readings match the O'Brien, which makes sense. Yeah, I thought so. We're so deep in Jupiter's backyard, I don't think we'll be seeing anything at all aside from the O'Brien. Pausing for another moment, you idly shift your focus from one screen to another. A flicker on one screen catches your attention. What was that? Ma'am? The screen here. It just flickered. What did the reading say? Oh, that's a long-range targeting system. It's fed with data from the long-range communication system, which has been on the fritz recently. Chief's been working on trying to figure out where all the feedback's coming from. That's the kind of thing you should be filling me in on, Gunner D's. If our targeting systems aren't operating properly, then I need to make sure the captain knows. My bad, man. Since Chief said she was on the case, I figured it was all in hand. Well, let me know next time. That's it, though? Nothing else? Nothing at all. All right, keep it up, Gunner D's. Yes, ma'am. The long-range communication systems are having issues. Interesting. Alrighty. What's going on, Lieutenant? I listened to that Trish and the Replicants album you lent me the other day. It was pretty good. Oh, hey, nice. If you're into it, I've got a few other albums I can lend you. Ever heard of Firebombing? I was wondering if you had something a bit less rock? What were you thinking? Well, I really liked the Lynn Minnie May song they were always playing back on Europa before we left. Do you have anything like that? Lynn Minnie May, that overproduced twee stuff? Come on, man. Next you'll be telling me you want to listen to a whole album of Princess Maria ballads or something. Who's Princess Maria? You can't drop a Princess Maria on me. I'm God's biggest princess simp. Oh, okay, so I gotta get the Starship Edition. Starship Edition. Sorry, I really want to figure out where I can get this. Oh, that's cute. The YouTube trailer for it actually has their colored sprites. Is the physical release the Starship Edition? I mean... No way, ma'am. Come on, you're listening to Firebombing next and that's it. This dude's not letting me listen to my pop music. Alright, okay. Leave the tape with me next time you pass by my quarters. Princess Maria? Who can have taste in music like that? Me! I got back on the pop stuff, man. Pop music is not bad. Okay. Visit engineering, visit the hangar. You know what? Let's get the hangar out of the way now. So I don't have to if Hansen's here, I could just hate my life and move on. Alright, the hangar, let's see. Although you take the first few stairs normally, by the time you reach the hangar entrance, you're skipping almost every step. Gliding through the door onto the catwalk, you grab the railing and heave yourself over it. As you continue to float lazily through the wide open space of the hangar, you start your visual checks. Walkways clear, access points marked, munitions stowed, all the equipment and supplies seem to be where they should be. You casually shift your weight to one side of your body, causing you to begin spinning slowly. As you rotate, the glare from the hangar lights reflects off the armored frame's camera lens, almost as if it was watching you. Quickly dismissing the thought, you turn your attention back to your duties. Eventually, you arrive at the other end of the hangar where you plant your feet on the thick steel of the main door. From this angle, you can take in everything that you might have missed, including Dalton, who you can see in amongst the storage units, his attention fixed intently on a collection of parts in front of him. Cadet Dalton, attention! I need to stop fucking with this guy. This poor dude. The junior engineer suddenly snaps to attention the second he hears your call, inadvertently launching the pair of pliers he was holding out into the open space of the hangar. Without gravity to stop them, they continue to sail through the air. At ease, Cadet. Looks like I caught the pliers. I need to be careful. This is sensitive. I believe these are yours, Cadet. Maybe I do want this on Switch. Ma'am, thank you. I didn't realize you were... Relax, Dalton. I'm just doing my rounds. I'm not here to check up on you. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Is there anything I can help you with? Just the usual. Everything okay in here? You haven't noticed any mechanical failures? Everything working how it should? Any suspicious activity? Nothing to report, ma'am. Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. All right, he's nothing to report, ma'am. Congrats, you're now voiced by the gatekeeper from Three Houses. Nothing to report, ma'am. I've been working on my project. Ever since Lieutenant Commander Quinn assigned Ensign Cruz to the filter cleaning, it's given me a bit of extra time to finish things up. Oh yeah? That's your high-density foam that sets rock hard, right? How's that going? That's right. It's, good. It's good. I'm hoping to get the chance to test it soon. These containers are all are full of the compound. I'm just about to try transferring it into some empty training rounds, you know? The ones normally filled with paint. The ones that the armored frame pilots use in practice combat to show they've hit each other? The compound's stored under pressure where it remains a liquid. When removed from that pressure, it expands quickly, and with the rapid expansion, it sets. If I've got this right, then we can test it by firing the practice rounds at dummy targets. When the casing is destroyed, the compound should activate. Good news. Well, if there's nothing I need to know, I'll head out. Let me know if you see anything out of place. Yes, ma'am, I will. Although, I was wondering... What's up, Cadet? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. If you're sure, Cadet. Nah, my baby boy needs some hugs. Dalton, what were... Yeah! Slow down, Cadet. It's me. Oh, sorry, ma'am. I didn't realize you were still here. Don't worry about it. Anyway, you've got something on your mind. What were you gonna ask? Oh, it's nothing, ma'am. Don't worry about me. Come on, Dalton. It's not exactly like I'm rushed off my feet doing the security rounds. What's up? Well, if you're sure... The chief sent a message that she wants me to head over to engineering to carry out a job. But I'm right at a critical part of the process to decant the compound into the training rounds. If I stop now, I'll have to stow all my equipment, so I'll be late anyway, and then I won't have any time, and then it'll be... Okay, slow down. What do you need me to do? Oh, sorry. Well, I just need a bit more time. Chief's got something they want me to do, but if I stop now, I don't know when I'll get another chance. Is there anything you think I could do? I'll help you out, buddy. And I'm sorry if I skip. I swear it's a little sensitive. Say no more. I'll take care of it. I mean, are you sure, ma'am? Don't even worry about it. If it's something I can help with, then I'll lend you a hand. And if I can't, well, I'll cover for you. Don't sweat it. Thank you, ma'am. With the extra time, I should be able to get these rounds ready for testing before the next AF drills. Thank you! No problem. Now get back to it. If the chief thinks you've slacked off for nothing, then you'll know about it. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get right on it. It's my fucking baby boy. Okay, so how do... I needed to go to engineering anyway. Central Hub. Okay, report to the captain once I've completed my duties. I was going to go talk to the captain about the issue with long-range communication, but if I need to do that after my job, that's fine. Engineering. Lieutenant Audrey Edmond, entering the main engineering. You declare to the cavernous expanse of machinery and access ways that makes up the engineering section. You'd been instructed to announce your arrival by the chief, and since the last time you didn't, she'd nearly dropped a filtration unit on you to prove a point, you made sure not to forget. Access ways clears, no visible detritus. Nothing seems to be malfunctioning. You stop midway through your visual checks. And no one's throwing heavy machinery off higher levels to teach me a lesson in proper conduct. It doesn't take long for you to finish your daily checklist. The chief runs such a tight ship that you don't really expect anything less. Now that you think about it, though, she hasn't even given you your daily grilling about how insulting it is that you think these daily checks are necessary in the first place. Chief, you here? Up here, Lieutenant. Chief, are you around? Damn it, Lieutenant, I'm up here! That's weird. It's not like the chief to not be at her assigned duty station. I'll have to tell the cap... Damn it, Lieutenant, I'm up here! Look up, you idiot! Looking up, you see the chief engineer leaning dangerously across the safety rail of the walkway a few levels above you. Behind her is a mess of cabling that's pouring out of an open panel above her. Oh, Chief, good morning. Good morning yourself. I've been calling to you this whole time. You forget to clean out your ears or something? Sorry, Chief. It's pretty loud in here. Nothing in here is running above a safe decibel limit, and if you tell me otherwise, I'll come down there and recalibrate your ears. I love this. I love her. You quickly mentally calculate the time it would take for her to get down to where you are and the time you'd need to get out of engineering. Although you fancy your chances, you wouldn't bet money or your ears on it. Must be me then. Anyway, I'm just filling out the daily report, Chief. What's going on up there? One of those clowns at the colony deck who took part in the maintenance process must have done something stupid to the long-range communication systems. I also imagine her just fucking BAM! For the past 12 hours, we've been picking up huge amounts of feedback. They must have made a bad connection, but I can't find it in all this shoddy wiring. Huh, that must be the system that Dylan was talking about. Are you sure there's nothing out here that could be sending a signal? A broadcast from the O'Brien? One of our reconnaissance satellites? No chance. This feedback is way too intense. Even a standard broadcast shouldn't produce this much noise. Unless maybe they calibrated the long-range system on the shortwave bands. In that case, the sensitivity would be off, so it would... Chief? Huh? Oh yeah, like I was saying, there's nothing around here that should be kicking out a signal with this kind of capacity. It's like it's picking up something with an amplitude and frequency 10 times higher than our standard equipment. Uh-huh. Which could maybe be the result of a processor loop? Maybe I should check out the initial conversion driver. Next. Okay, well in that case, Chief, I'm gonna let the captain know, okay? Huh? I'll put that in my report for the captain, alright? Oh yeah, sure. I was gonna let her know when I'd fixed it, but those dolts have done a real number on this, so it's gonna take longer than I thought. Well alright, thanks for the heads up. Alright, that's all the routine checks carried out. Time to report to the captain. Actually... Oh, Chief, one more thing. Are the issues with the long-range communication system going to interfere with standard maintenance? Do I need to follow up with operations to get you some support? Depends on how badly those idiots back at Europa have fouled things up. Normally something like this should be a quick wiring fix, but I can't trace back the fault. Ugh. Although maybe the problem isn't with the wiring around the receiver. They could have crossed wires on the broadcast hardware. I double tapped again. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Today's scheduled maintenance is pretty light, so Dalton should be able to take care of it. He's not scheduled to report to me until later, though. When you go to the hangar, tell him to pack up his project and get over here on the double, you hear? Actually, Chief, now that you mention it. Dalton said he's a little busy with his project at the moment, and that stopping would throw the whole thing off. So I said I'd cover for some of the maintenance tasks. Oh, he did, huh? Yes, Chief. And you said you'd cover? Yes, Chief, that's right. As the silence between the Chief drags on, you begin to regret offering to do Dalton a favor. Now that you think about it, what exactly do you know about maintenance? Not only is the Chief going to give Dalton grief for passing off his workload, you're going to get in the neck for... Well, if he says he's at an important stage of his work, I'm not gonna drag him in. I'm not gonna drag him... You're a fucking legend, Chief! Kid's been slaving over that project night and day. Gotta admire his love for the craft. You let yourself relax. Thankfully, it looks like the Chief's got something of a soft side after all. I'll be able to pick things up here, but I've got one of his jobs that you can do for me. What do you need? The Chief turns away from you and squats down, rummaging around in her tool pack for something. The batteries in the emergency space suit radio packs in the airlock are due for replacement. Take these and switch them out for the old ones, okay? She just casually tosses 2 battery packs towards you, which you just about catch, surprised by their heft. You got the charged batteries. Roger that, Chief. Once you got the old ones, bring them back here and plug them into the power distribution module. After that, you're free to go. Swap out the batteries in the emergency spacesuits in the airlock, then bring the old ones back here to recharge. Simple. Alright. Airlock. I wanna look at the stars really quick. I'm like half expecting to see a cloaked ship or something. Alright, the Chief said it was the batteries and the suit radios that needed changing. Firmly grabbing the locking mechanism handle on the suit's container, you twist it 90 degrees clockwise and then pull. The door offers more resistance than you'd expect, but once fully opened, it remains in place. Reaching inside the container, you hold your left hand against the suit's rigid breast panel and grab the large black block of plastic that protrudes from the panel's left side. With a tug, that block pulls away, trailing a curling cable that keeps it connected to the suit. As you pull it away from the suit, you flip the radio over to examine it. The bottom half of the device consists of a pistol grip with a secondary microphone and speaker, which allow it to be used separately from the suit, and your thumb rests comfortably on the push-to-talk button. Oh, Halo's here? Fucking my chat didn't update. Oh, Halo resubscribed, that's how. Hey, Halo. The top half of the unit's underside has a backlit LCD screen showing the current frequency it's tuned to and battery level. Below the screen sit a few ambiguous buttons. To its side is a dial for tuning and a power switch. Whilst this unit holds the main workings of the radio's receiver and transceiver, the wire that still anchors it to the suit connects it to the small microphone and speaker inside the helmet. Flipping the whole unit around to look at its underside, you see a small latch set into a recess, which you pull down on with your thumb, releasing the cover and letting the old battery slide out into your palm. Old battery out, you murmur to yourself as you take it in your spare hand before sliding it in to the opposite pocket from the fresh batteries. You got the depleted batteries. Now to put in the new batteries. New battery in. With the battery replaced, you reattach the compartment cover, which snaps back into place. Once you set the radio onto its mount on the suit's breast panel, You then step back, close the suit's container's door, and twist the locking mechanism 90 degrees counterclockwise. Counter. With one down, you move to the other storage unit and repeat the process of swapping the container, taking the suit's radio, swapping out the batteries, and then replacing everything as you found it. Great, all done. Let's get these back and charging in engineering. Oh yeah, I fucking love busy work in a game, man. After Affair, engineering, this is the part of the life support system that analyzes the conditions of the ship. The chief gave me a whole lecture about it. Power distribution module. The device sends energy from the engines out to the rest of the ship. It's also got ports for charging battery packs. Alright. So if I use that, go to item, you take each battery that you'd removed from the suit's radio and place them in the charging ports on the side of the power distribution module. They slide in and lock in place with a satisfying clunk, and a red light above the port lights up with an amber glow. Great, a job well done. Let's report in to the chief. Lieutenant, have you sorted out those batteries yet? Yes, Chief, all sorted. Good, you're not as useless as you look, Lieutenant. Keep it up. Thanks, Chief. I guess. Alrighty, I'm gonna go tell Dalton he's good. I could use fast travel, but that's boring. I walk through my ship. Hangar. Talk, Dalton. As you re-enter the hangar and pause for a moment by the railings, you can see Dalton in the center of the area next to a wide-open container. The container itself is crammed full of interconnecting pipes, tanks, and various other bits and pieces of inscrutable technology. You watch as he adjusts some valves and then takes a cylindrical object the size of a thermos from a recess in the device. As he holds it up to the light, you catch his eye and he excitedly turns to face you, immediately launching himself at you. Lieutenant, great timing! Look at this! Whoa, slow down there, cadet. You grab a hold of him by his sleeve to stop him from sailing past you and into the wall by the entrance. Bracing yourself on the railing, you counteract his momentum and bring him down onto the catwalk. Good news? Great news! Check this out! Dalton proudly presents the object he'd been inspecting earlier. Yeah, hi Halo. I don't know if I actually said hi. Although on first glance it looks like a standard 40mm round from one of the Juno's machine guns, the plastic casing gives it away as a training round that would typically be filled with paint. This feels a lot heavier than normal though, suggesting different contents. Oh hey, good job. You did it, huh? That's right. I got the pressure right and figured out the volume of sealant for each round. I even managed to get the training rounds to seal properly afterwards so there's no risk of spillage. A round like this should be able to immobilize any joint on an armored frame with ease. It's great to hear, Cadet. Well done. Thank you, ma'am. I couldn't have gotten it done so quickly without your help. Oh, was everything okay with the Chief? Did she mind? What did she ask you to do? Nothing major, just had to swap some batteries out on the emergency spacesuits. Even a security officer like me can handle that. That's all? That's all. She genuinely seemed like she thought it'd be best to carry on with your project. That doesn't sound like the Chief. Hey, come on, I'm sure she can be alright sometimes. I'm sure she was going light on us because she knew what you were doing was important. Or maybe she's just saving all my jobs from today for tomorrow's shift and will want me to work double time. Oh shit, I switched to Rock Lee. For Dalton. Or maybe she's just saving all of my jobs from today for tomorrow's shift and will want me to work double time. If I can't get these bullets done, then I will do 200 sit-ups. I should do Naruto voices for all of these. Easy there, Cadet. I don't think she's that bad. Maybe. Don't sweat it, Dalton. It'll be fine. You did well today anyway. Yeah, I did kind of shift into Shaggy. I've been talking a lot. My voice is my throat's a little rough, actually. Haku is best girl, it's true. Halo, you have a shaggy outside of your soul. When your hair's long, you could fucking zoinks it up with the rest of them. Now finish up producing all the rounds we'll need for testing and then get this hangar ship shape. You know the chief likes it clear. Yes, ma'am. Alright, well I should go and give my report. Take it easy, Cadet. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Lieutenant. Cadet? Thanks again. I don't know when I'd have gotten a proper chance to do this without your help. Anytime, Cadet. I fucking like these guys except for... Forsyth Thoroughfare. To the bridge. Let's see. She said her passcode was our anniversary, which is the 2nd of November, so that would be 0211. Surprise! You announced to an empty room. Huh. I didn't think Cassie was on duty right now. Huh. Damn. Well, I tried. Is she in here? Nope. I completed the security report for today. Should I go up and give it to the captain, or should I take another look around in case I've missed anything? You know what? I just have a feeling I should look around more, you know? Anything going on in sickbay? Oh, Lieutenant Edmund. Can I help you? No, thank you, Doctor. I'm just stopping by. For what purpose? If I can't help you, then I would have to assume you're here for some other alternative purpose. Did you intend to make small talk? No, I didn't really come here to pick up more nutritional shakes for Miss Quinn. No. On the captain's orders? No, look, as part of your routine checks? Yes! Just, doing the routine checks. Checking in on you. Everything okay here, Doctor? Yes. Don't let me keep you, Lieutenant. You're clearly very busy. Great, thanks. I'll just be, carrying on with my rounds then. Okay, so the dock's fine. I checked the airlock already. Oh, I didn't check the armory. Okay, nothing going on in the armory that I can see. I take my job seriously, you know. I gotta. Engineering. I don't have access to the central computer, so I'll check out the engine room. Okay, everything looks fine. Oh, maybe I should make sure no one's in the armory. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to the bridge. Yep. Time to report to the captain. Alright, no sense in delaying seeing Captain Barmuse. Lieutenant Audrey Admin entering the bridge. you declare, stepping from the elevator and throwing a salute. Looking around the room, you see Vanessa, who remains focused at her station, not paying you the slightest bit of attention. And Cassie, who stands from her station, comes over to you, a wide smile on her face. As you remain at attention, you notice the captain's chair is empty. Oh shit, do I get to go in the captain's room? At ease, Lieutenant. Captain Bartermuse isn't with us today, so I'm in charge of you today. Oh, are you? Are you in charge of me today, Cassie? Are you in charge of me? A small tut comes from Vanessa. If Cassie heard it, she doesn't show it. Oh. Oh, is that right? I've come to make my report. That's right. Dr. Rosarium advised me that she'd suddenly taken ill. Vanessa makes another louder tutting noise. Cassie pauses for a split second, but quickly carries on. So he's ordered her to her quarters for some bed rest. We're due to enter communications range with the O'Brien any moment now, and from there it's just a matter of coordinating our patrol paths. Nothing I can't handle. What do you want, Vanessa? Right. The security report, Lieutenant? Oh, yeah, of course. You clear your flipped throat, feeling a bit awkward. Although you'd been on the ship together for the past few days, you'd mainly seen each other between shifts where rank didn't really mean much. Cassie acting seriously didn't really seem like Cassie at all. Security report for April 23rd, PC-214. No breaches or hazards to report, ma'am. No sign of immediate threats or security risks to the ship herself, and all shipboard operations proceeding as expected with little likelihood of disruption. Nothing? Well, the Chief has run into some feedback issues on the long-range communication systems, which is impacting the visuals on the long-range targeting system. It doesn't seem to be enough to stop normal operations, though, and they're in the process of isolating the problem area to start repairs. Cadet Grange has also completed the system to load the high-density foam he's developed into training rounds for the Juno's weapons. He's scheduled to have produced enough rounds for tests for tests in time for the next training exercises. Oh, that's great. Good for him. I love you so much. But that's about it. Business as usual. Here's my written report. You reach into your jacket pocket and take a hold of the written copy of your morning report, as well as the completed checklist, which you then pass to Cassie. Once in her hands, she flicks through them casually, giving them a quick once-over. Thank you, Lieutenant. I'll get these logged. Feel free to return to your standard duties. Yes, ma'am. As Cassie turns away with the documents in hand, she glances across to a display screen showing the time. Vanessa, have we heard anything from the O'Brien? We're beyond the scheduled meetup window. Are we picking them up on sensors? There's nothing on sensors, Lieutenant Commander. Not that this interference is making things easy. I'll try scanning on different frequency bands in case the O'Brien is having the same issue. Vanessa begins to flip switches and twist dials, filling the quietness of the bridge with a series of noises that pass through annoying buzzes to painfully shrill screeches. After a few moments, a communication windows on the main screen illuminates and a slightly distorted voice speaks. It's... Okay, wait! Nah, I'm calling it out here. This is a Deep Space Nine reference. This whole time, I've been sitting here like, huh, the O'Brien, that's funny. The person who fucking answers the call is Lieutenant J. Bashir? What are you doing here, Julian? This is a fucking DS9 reference. You can't hide this shit from me. I like Star Trek a lot. This being a deep space. This is a Deep Space Nine reference. Okay, if it was any other initial than J. Bashir up there, I would be like, that's a coincidence. J? Nah, that's fucking Julian.
Do you read? We are at the rendezvous area and have a mission update. Please acknowledge. I repeat, this is Lieutenant Bashir of the JFS O'Brien. JFS Gundog, do you read? We are at the rendezvous area and have a mission update. Please acknowledge.
Got him. With Lieutenant Bashir from the O'Brien, I'm going crazy. With Lieutenant Bashir from the O'Brien relatively clear on the communication window, Cassandra hastily grabs a microphone. Roger that, JFS O'Brien. This is Lieutenant Commander Quinn from the JFS Gundog. Excuse me. We're picking up your signal and have arrived at the rendezvous area. Please transmit your precise coordinates. Over. Bro, the sexism in this game is like not criticizing it. People are way too quick to be. I'm still mad about Haru. I wish I could shoot them. We read you. That's a sweet voice you got there, Gundog. I'm transmitting coordinates and mission update files now. It's good to finally. Lieutenant Bashir, do you read? Vanessa, are you still getting a signal from the? The comms are being overloaded. There's a powerful signal coming in on all bands, and it's. Damn, psychic damage. Yeah. I don't know why I did that voice. Ah! There you go. That's a more pained voice. What the hell just happened? Is everyone okay? Commander Quinn? Commander Quinn? Cassie! Damn, she's getting fucking I did say I would burn the universe if anything happened to her. I'm ready to burn the universe. Damn, she's getting fucking sauced. Even before your eyes adjust to the minimal lighting of the bridge, you kneel down and reach out into the darkness, trying to find where Cassie has collapsed on the deck. You search blindly for a few seconds until your hand meets her shoulder and you move towards her. Cassie! Hey, Cassie! Say something! Cassie! Oh shit, she got possessed! She's possessed by the fucking dark spirits! Hang in there, Cassie. Lieutenant Lord, call sickbay and get the doctor up here right now. I can't. Why not? The ship's entire system has been knocked offline. Even the emergency backup systems. It's all offline. We don't have time for this. Get it back online. You rise quickly and dash over to the elevator, slamming your hand into the call button. I'm going to take Cassie down to the sickbay. You can... Aside from your voice, the whole room remains totally silent. Most conspicuously absent is the whirring of the elevator that would have taken you directly to the sickbay. You rapidly press the call button in frustration. Idiot! What part of offline do you not understand? Quinn's not going anywhere until at least the backup systems are online, but that can't be done from the bridge. She got hit with the hard psychic attack. I'll leave that as it is. What do you mean? How do we get them back online? It's an emergency failsafe. If there's a critical failure with the central computer and it can't function properly, then the entire ship will be shut down. We have CrowdStrike on our fucking ship? Then it enters a lockdown mode until it can be rebooted. All areas are sealed in case shutdown is the result of enemy action. The main computer and engineering needs to be physically rebooted to restore any sort of access. Of course, since this is a security system, you should know all that. You grit your teeth to stop yourself from snapping back at Vanessa. In the heat of the moment, all thought of process and procedure had left you completely. All you'd been thinking about was getting Cassie to sickbay. Placing your head in your hands, you pinch the bridge of your nose and try to focus. That's right. But isn't the order to reboot the central computer given from the bridge in this situation? Why did you say we can't? 2 reasons. First of all, this lockdown shouldn't affect backup systems. But for some reason, everything seems like it's offline, which means there's no internal communication system right now. Yeah, the whole ship. Secondly, even if we did have access to the internal communication system, access to the central computer requires the input codes which are known only by the captain. Or, in the event the captain is incapacitated, the second in command. Vanessa turns to look at Cassandra, who shifts slightly. As she continues to talk, you head back to Cassie, kneeling beside her and placing her in the recovery position. Feeling the cold steel of the floor as you turn Cassie over, you take off your uniform jacket and lay it over her, which currently would be Lieutenant Commander Quinn, meaning that right now both the people who know the necessary information to get the ship back up and running are out of action. There's got to be some way around all of this. Weren't you listening? This isn't supposed to happen. We should at least have the backup systems in place. Well, I've got fucking news for you, Vanessa. It is happening. That's the thing, honey. We are on this shit. Without them, there's nothing we could do except sit around and wait for the air to run out. Okay, so you're having a... What about the O'Brien? Can you contact them for support? Everything is offline. What part of this are you not getting? As you kneel over Cassie, your mind races through what Vanessa has just told you. You know that she's right and that all the ship's emergency action plans revolve around the backup systems being operational. And without them online, there's next to nothing that can be done within the ship. Your mind catches on that point for a moment, and you can't help but wonder whether whoever wrote that plan was optimistic enough that they couldn't see a situation where their backups failed. Or whether they were so pessimistic they felt that if the systems were out of commission, there was no real hope for the crew either. Pushing that thought out of your head, you desperately try to figure out a way to get Cassie to the sick bay. There's got to be something you know about the ship that would help. In all your time you spent working as a security officer, there's got to be something you picked up that would... That's it! In the crew quarters, the panels by the bunks can be removed and replaced. People use the space in the structure to hide contraband. What are you talking about? The ship's maintenance crawlways are accessed in the same way. If I'm right, you head over to the elevators, but this time instead of trying to call them, you begin to run your hands over the seams in the wall panels on either side. Eventually, you notice a gap a few inches in length. Jeffries tubes time! Jeffries tubes! Normally, maintenance would have a special tool to access this, but you could do the same thing with... I know it got it somewhere on me. Where is it? Taking your ID card out of your pocket, you slide it into the gap in the seam until it meets some resistance when it's about halfway in. You slide it up and down a few times until you feel it stick onto something, at which point you push harder. Suddenly, you hear the sound of multiple catches disengaging, and the panel falls towards you. We're so back! Taking the wall panel in both hands, you place it at the side of where it used to be attached. Now, instead of a solid wall, you could just about make out an absence large enough for someone to fit inside, with a series of rungs heading downwards into a darkness which opens up once they pass by where the elevator currently sits. How did you know to do this? This is one of the first tricks you learn as a security officer. Ship crews get very creative with where they stash things. With these panels, it makes sense that the maintenance crawlways are accessed in a similar way. Well, great. Now you can crawl around the walls in the dark. Very helpful. Excuse me. You grit your teeth and breathe. You hadn't talked to Vanessa much since you first met, but you are now beginning to understand why she always ate alone in the mess hall. Get fucking wrecked, Vanessa. If I can get in up here, it means I could get out down in the central hub. From there, I could see if I could get the emergency input codes from the captain and make contact with the chief in engineering. Do you really think you could solve this by clambering around inside the walls? Even if you can make it to the central hub, the rest of the ship will... Lieutenant Lord, would you please keep your opinion to yourself? Thank you, Lieutenant Lord. You snap back, barely suppressing your anger at her constant pessimism. But right now, I don't see many other options except for this one, and for all we know, we're the only people on the entire ship who might be able to do something. I'm not about to sit around and let everyone down. Not this time. Fucking based me. So I'm going to leave you here to look after Lieutenant Commander Quinn, unless you have anything you want to try that you think might help. Vanessa stares at you for a moment as if weighing up what the best put down for the current situation is. Instead, she heads back to her station and starts flicking switches and pressing buttons on her control panel. All right, you do that. I'll try to get the internal communication systems working. Since the backup should work in a situation like this, maybe there's a way to get them back online. Get moving, or you're going to stand around and gawk whilst I get everything done myself. You inadvertently sigh loudly as you turn around and reach out into the crawl space, grabbing a rung and then placing your foot on one lower down. Hopefully I can get things back online with the chief and the captain's help. Just look after Lieutenant Commander Quinn until then, all right? Vanessa turns away from you, continuing to adjust the inputs on the communication system. Yeah, sure. What the fuck? Oh, word? Go off, soundtrack! I could use this beat to slander Drake something furious. Kendrick Lamar should use this beat in his next song. With that, you lower yourself into the darkness, taking it one rung at a time. Once you're past the stationary elevator, you can feel the space you're in open up around you. Carrying on downwards, you reach behind you every so often to see if you can feel the catch system that would keep an access panel attached. After a few attempts to find it with your fingers, eventually you brush over a catch, and with some coercion, you manage to get it to release, causing the whole panel to fall off the board behind you and clatter onto the floor of the central hub. As you step out of the crawlway, a loud banging starts from nearby. You immediately reorient yourself to face the room, placing your hand on your electroshock weapon just in case. As you scan the room in the dim lighting, the banging continues, but you realize it's not coming from anywhere in the central hub, but one of the elevators. With your hand still hovering over your weapon, you slowly move towards the noise, trying to make as little sound as possible yourself, hoping that whoever or whatever is making it doesn't know you're there. Despite the darkness, you can see that the elevator doors are open slightly, with an inch or so gap between the two doors. As you angle yourself to try and see what's inside, your question is answered. Hey, who's out there? Whoever you are, help me get these stupid doors open. Whole thing's jammed. You pause for a moment. You haven't seen Hansen since the other day outside your quarters. I know you're out there. I heard you. Get over here and help me get these doors open. Hey, what are you waiting around for? As Hansen continues to call out, you size up the situation. With the darkness of the room, you could easily come and go without him being able to tell it's you. On top of that, it's unlikely that he'd be able to force the elevator doors on his own. Hey, come on! This isn't funny! Who's out there? Stop jerking me around! It's petty, but part of you almost relishes the idea of Hansen seeing how it feels to be trapped and unable to do anything. Haru! If you're messing with me, I'll kick your ass! Still, he's a member of the crew, and as a security officer... Good! I was gonna say, if I have a choice to help Hansen, I will help Hansen. I hate that fucker, but I take my job seriously. What fucking time is it? Oh shit, I gotta go get Rose soon. He's a member of your crew, and as a security... You take a deep breath and help him open the doors. Hold it for a second before releasing one long, constant sigh. Hey, I heard you. I know you're out there. Get me out. All right, Ensign. I'll take the door on the right. You take the door on the left, and on the count of 3, we pull. Great. Having more people to help is a good thing. Nah, I love having a sense of duty and purpose. Great. Everyone on board, and it's the Kalike Coward. Figured you'd stop by here, find a nice little space to crawl up and hide in, helping me out so we could trade places and you can ride it out until the action's over. You immediately begin to regret your decision. Cruz, do you want to get out of there or not? Whatever. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. The two of you both heave against the elevator's doors, which shift slightly, but not enough for Hansen to get out. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. This time the doors yield a little more to your efforts. After they open a few more inches... Halo, you're right. You're right, buddy. You're actually right. After they open... Yeah, me too. After they open a few more inches, you step back to catch your breath and watch as Hansen sticks his arm through the gap but struggles to get any further than that. Once more, and we should have you out of there. Shame your girlfriend isn't here. At least she's got a backbone she could be putting into this. You freeze for a moment as all of your muscles stiffen reflexively, and a wave of anger flows through you. Excuse me, Ensign. You heard me. She's the one of you two with any stones. If she hadn't been there to save you the other day, I'd have... You'd have what? I'd have... Think hard about your answer, Ensign. Give me the wrong answer and you could try and squeeze that thick skull of yours through that gap without any more of my help. Forget it. That's what I thought. Now get ready. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. It takes the two of you a few attempts, but you finally manage to push the doors open to the point where Hansen can make his way through the gap between the two of them. Free of the elevator, Hansen dusts himself down and looks around whilst adjusting his jacket. So what the hell's going on? What's happened to the ship? Why has everything stopped working? There should be backups or something, right? You pause for a moment. Despite having been on the bridge when everything went wrong, you probably have as much of an idea as Hansen would. Honestly, we've got no idea. I was on the bridge when it all happened. We made contact with the O'Brien. There was this flash, then Commander Quinn had been knocked out. All the systems were offline, even the backups. I managed to get off the bridge using the maintenance crawlway. Now we're trying to figure out a way to reboot the computer to get everything back online. Just great. I knew this ship was a piece of junk the moment I stepped on board. You said you guys had a plan to get things up and running, yeah? Yeah, kinda. Great. You can handle that. I'm gonna go check on the crew. Have you seen Haru? No, I haven't run into them. Okay, then. I'll try their quarters. With that, Hansen heads into the darkness towards the four-side thoroughfare. He stops briefly, turning to face you. Lieutenant. Thanks. Or whatever. Yeah, you thank me, bitch! You fucking thank me, dick! Cope and seethe and mauled. With that, the pilot quickly turns on his heels and disappears into the darkness. Don't mention it. Okay, so here's the deal. I have to get Rose. I streamed this game not quite as much as I would have liked to, with the emergency that popped and everything. But here's the deal. When the physical of the when this game comes out, what if I streamed it? Like what if I did a full let's play of this? I'm enjoying it a lot. This is exactly what I want from a game. What do you guys think? I got 6 viewers here. Would you guys be interested in seeing fucking? I mean, I do love my science fiction. Zale, if you watch the VOD of this, I know I owe you Unicorn Overlord. I swear I'm working on that. Life's just complicated. Like, what if I do the full LP of this? Yeah. I will be buying the physical. I'm probably going to talk to Rose about whether or not I should buy it on Switch or PlayStation. All right. So here's the deal. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna do a little cheeky little save. There's the cheeky little save. We're gonna call the stream here, pretty much. I'm gonna post about liking this game on Twitter. I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter. I'm not gonna say X. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, Spaceship Edition on Switch is my vote too. I just don't know if every physical is the Spaceship Edition or what. Though, well, I could stream it on Switch through my capture card. I have that set up. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot. Rose, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to hear so much shit about this. I had a fucking blast. I hope Cassie's okay, man. I hope Cassie's okay. But I'm a woman of my fucking word. I won't continue this until it's out and I can, or maybe I will continue this. Who fucking knows? I really want to know what's gonna happen to Cassie. All right. I really do have to get Rose. I'm fucking dawdling too much. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I hope everyone here has a nice night. You're all very cool. I want to give big props to the new fellow in our chat, Autumnal Bloomer. You're a legend. Thank you for tuning in. What's my fucking Twitter handle? I'm gonna put my Twitter in the chat. I'm gonna put my Twitter in the chat. Follow me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, my Twitter is I'm putting it in the chat. If you don't have Twitter, that's fine. There's my Twitter. Follow me on social medias. I'm that on Twitter. I'm Yandere Panzer on Twitch. I gotta get going. Have a nice night, everyone. You're all legends. You're all cool. Thank you for helping me celebrate my birthday. I love a good birthday stream. I will see you all soon for more of this. Fuck, I might just keep streaming the demo. Who knows? Have a nice one. I really do have to go. Goodbye. Thanks, love.